Good evening, Dandadan fans. It is Mr. Twitchy94, the night portion of Mugen Eclipse at night, and that's my Ibo somewhere over there. Day portion, Mugen Eclipse. It's probably day for him still, but welcome. We have chapter 211 tonight, the start of the Momo memory loss arc, or the Momo amnesia arc. Yay! We're so excited. No, jokes aside, we are willing to give Tatsu his due in terms of letting him cook. If it's bad, we'll call it out, but if it turns out being good, we told you so.
It was literally the SpongeBob meme, just all the pandemonium, all this chaos in the back, fires everywhere, running with the hands up in the air.
Instead of his name, she forgot her memories. She forgot her memories. Her memories. Where's her memories?
We were thinking that, well, on and off stream, but we were thinking about like the whole time travel theory. I still keep thinking about that promise. Like, it does not make any other sense. Why would he talk to them specifically? You too. If you never met them in your life, you don't know who they are. They've never done anything yet besides defeat Serpoians and not even Turbo Granny at that time.
Yeah. So, I'm curious if that is more so like a Viz translational thing. I'd be very curious to see what the official Japanese translation refers to, because in Japan they don't have pronouns, I believe. So for example, like there's different ways to say I in Japanese. There's like boku, there's watashi, that's ore. Depending on who says it, when they say it, how they say it, it can have a different connotation. So whenever we're talking about like you two, like I wonder if the you, like he's talking to them, he's saying you, but because in Japanese there's no official like,
it's like generalized kind of.
Yeah, it's generalized. Okay. So
I'm not that two part though, man.
I know.
I know
it's
it could
very
be different
specific
with the languages, but like the two part is like you two, like specifically you two,
like pointing out at them directly.
Yeah, or you lot, or you you both. Well,
welcome, Count Zaktama.
You account. Uh-oh. Now we appreciate
Spoilers?
that though, man.
Welcome, Zachary, obviously, welcome. If you are the same person or a different person, I'm not quite sure. It could be just a coincidence, but yeah, we're excited for tonight's chapter. Both Vontae and I, we saw some things either online or, through some of our friends, and we'll just kind of see how it goes.
I don't even know what I saw something. I was like, okay, I don't know. Oh, okay. So you saw the thumbnail too, right?
I saw the thumbnail. I saw another panel, and then I like quickly scrolled away because there was something
I didn't see
interesting.
Okay.
I think. How do I want to put this? There's going to be one panel that if I were Laz and I wasn't trying to not spoil other people, or if I was trying to spoil other people, I would have used a different panel.
Monday, September 29th. The month is about to end.
Dude, how? I don't
10 months. Well, 9 months completed. In 10 months, a baby was born. Baby was conceived. Baby began in January.
All right, so I'm gonna send you something really quickly on Twitter. Netflix obviously is a bunch of BS as it comes to screen capture, so you will not see the actual kaiju alien that I'm about to send over, but you will see the text, and it does not say you too. It says you broke the promise.
That's probably why we thought originally that it was just a generalized statement. Huh.
So again, depending on the translation, it could go either way. Okay, so that is actually Zach. He created his own Dandadan YouTube channel.
Nice.
Okay. Ranking all 21 volume covers. Have I seen the Volume 21 cover? I want to say it has Momo and Count Saint Germain on there.
I think I did see. Or was it Seiko? No, was it Seiko? Well, yeah, I think it was Seiko. Was it?
Was it?
Momo and her? You might be right.
Oh, okay.
Momo and somebody
No,
else.
yeah. So it has Momo in the maid outfit randomly. Huh. No, I actually have not seen this before, so interesting. Okay.
Dandadan. Man.
Turbo Baba. You got a patch on.
Comes
That's
out
cool.
Friday. Ta. It'd be like that when we first started. Like we're still like the damn like Seiko's house when they first tried to fix it up before the nanotech. We're still doing that, basically patching things up on our end when it comes to our production as well. So don't sweat it. As long as you have the equipment that you need to record and do all that, feel free.
You'll
to
get better
people,
over time.
Yeah, and people will go to you just because of you. Honestly, you don't have to have the best stuff. It just makes things more easy as you get bigger. But
and
should be
obviously we're not like a very large channel. We just hit 1,000 a couple weeks ago or a month ago. But honestly, my best recommendation if you're just starting out, like do whatever is fun for you. Don't try to fit into a niche that you think others want.
Exactly.
It could be the next One Piece. I agree. But with that being said, what did you think of the last chapter, Vontae?
Last chapter, obviously Amnesia plot lines. Nobody really enjoys them now because we haven't really seen many that were, really just good to amazing to great to amazing. They've always been like meh or like whatever, let's just get through it. But with Tatsu, he's been setting up memory things for a while. The way it happened, I know a lot of people felt blindsided by it, but I mean, we're here to see what he can do because he didn't do anything yet but that, and we haven't seen the follow-up to that, so I'm excited. I don't agree with how much people are panicking, but I understand people care about the story that much to the point where they feel like, ooh, is it one of those hiccups? So I do respect that people are that engaged into the story enough to feel that way now, because Tatsu hasn't really done us wrong, like really wrong ever. So it is what it is. I don't really have a disliking of it yet because I haven't seen anything.
Again, I feel like this would be a different conversation if we were still catching up volume by volume for this series. Since we are weekly readers now, it's a little bit different of a mindset because we have to be more reactionary to the immediate decisions that Tatsu makes. And that's why there can be these large swings of, okay, I say this chapter is a 5, the next one's maybe a 7, then we have 3 10s in a row, and then I go down to a 2. I'm ranking it on a weekly basis, but if we look at in totality all of the chapters of a volume, it's a bit different of a conversation. So again, I tried my best last stream to be more objective with my critique of the amnesia trope because of the fact that we don't know A, how long this is going to go on for, or B, what could be the resulting plot lines that develop from this. So Vontae and I talked about a little bit last stream to where it could be like some Seiko backstory. If this is potentially the priest was a future line Okarun, we could get Okarun backstory. We could have this be the impetus to bring Turbo Granny back. And everyone loves Turbo Granny. We've been waiting to see her come back for a long time. So there's a lot of things that could result from this. So I just want people to be patient would be my suggestion.
Less controversial than Gear 5. As a reaction, initial reaction that I've seen from the outside looking in, I'd say that this is more controversial. Based off of their reactions. With Gear 5, most people were hyped. I've seen people where I was like, okay, that's, I don't don't know yet. But most people are hyped for that. For this, I don't think a lot of people are hyped for it. People are either scared or just trying to see what happens, you know. But is it an overreaction? I honestly do feel like that. I feel like, damn, Tatsu got one of these. Like now, it's not like he hasn't done nothing yet. So I did feel like it was kind of, I don't want to say it was a crazy reaction because I see where it's coming from, but it's a bit heavy-handed because we have not seen what happened yet, you know.
Agreed. I will just state from my own personal opinion that it felt unnecessary. He didn't need to do this. Now, there could be, again, something that results from this decision, but again, it felt like he didn't need to do this.
I can't even say that. Like, I feel that way, but I can't say that because I don't know what he's going to do. You know, I feel like I can only say that when I've seen somebody do something, then I can look back and say, oh, that was so unnecessary. Like, you know, there's times like in One Piece arcs where it's something, a plot line that nobody cares about that much, and it's like, can we kind of just get on and, you know, flip to different characters because I don't care about this plot line anymore. But
I think the reason why I said it was unnecessary or why I felt that way is because I was starting to get a little bit of fatigue with an Enra fight with Evil Eye and Jiji. It just felt like it was taking too long. I don't know if it was
the structure has been kind of
fill out the volume. Like he just needed to put in these like I feel disrespectful saying this, but like burner chapters or like filler chapters in between. But again, we're willing to wait and see what happens. Again, as a weekly reactors, we do have to comment on, you know, the here and now, because we can't say, oh, well, in 17 chapters, everything will be okay. Well, that's like 4 months worth of...
It's like One Piece. The One Piece fans where it's like, no, trust it. Oda got this, or oh, he don't got this. Well, both of you guys can't say that because you both don't know. Just gotta wait.
Yes and no. My only issue with like the One Piece thing is Oda takes his breaks. He is not as consistent with his release. So if Tatsu stretches this out, to me, it's going to feel like that's even worse because we get more chapters of it.
I don't think
like Oda. Well, I don't think he will either, but I'm just saying if it happens, that's a conversation again we can have in a few months' time.
Yeah, the Typhoon Yokai, I honestly wasn't a fan of that. I was just like, okay, this is cool, but that's all I kept saying. This is cool. Where does this go? Okay.
I liked it. I just don't know where it fits in. And again, that comes back to the whole conversation about like, what is this series? Or what is the end game plot line? We really don't know.
Now, the Jiji EY, that was definitely one of the highlights of like the last stretch of chapters and arcs between the last two arcs for sure. But other than that, I do look at this as like Tatsu getting back on track. I do agree with you that these arcs before it were pretty lukewarm in a way. I honestly even say, and I know this is going to sound like a hot take, but I even feel like some of the stuff that was happening with the around like the Koki arc, specifically in the gym on that end, the stuff with Jet and Okarun, even those two were like, obviously I like the conclusion with Koki, but I don't know, it kind of felt, I think that's the thing with Tatsu, you said it a second ago, is you don't really know what you're going to get. You just kind of jump into something. We're here, like the Typhoon Human. We just jumped into it. Okay, let's see how this goes. Like, Tatsu doesn't... Like, would you say that he's pretty mediocre when it comes to setups? Or do you think he does a great job?
No, I think that's fair. On one hand, it's like a double-edged sword, right? On one hand, he's unpredictable, so you can't really guess what's going to happen. But to a certain extent, you have to let your readers know where it's going in the general direction. You can't just always try to surprise them each and every chapter. It feels like a mystery box most times when I get a weekly chapter. And I'm curious how I would feel if I like reread, let's just say from Koki's conclusion, that arc till now, how I would feel, because it is more so I know where we end up. How do I feel about how we got there?
That's the thing. It's like the stuff that we're saying right now are like negatives, but they're like not that bad. It can be easily fixed.
Objectively, it's a little nitpicky, I'll be honest.
Yeah. And that's that's how it is. That just goes to show how good Tatsu is at what he does do. Concurrently, he does a good job, but we do want him to wow us some more. Like, I need more of that. I mean, that's what gets a lot of us into manga and anime, is like how to engage the readers to an absolute level. I know that can be hard to, if you do it early, everything else after that can kind of go lower and lower.
It's subjective as well.
It can be a linear thing. It can go high, low. It just really depends on the writer and how they structure their manga. And I think Tatsu, he knows what he wants to do. I think he knows what he wants to do for sure.
As a final point before we get into this chapter for tonight, I will say this conversation, it also leads me to question how long is this series going to be? Because let's say, for example, this series is 400 chapters long. So we're a little over the halfway point. If you introduce an Amnesia plotline now for one of the MCs, I'm going to feel a certain type of way. But if this is a 800,000 chapter series, I'm not going to care by the end of it. I also feel like that plays into how I feel about certain decisions for, let's just say, Long Ring, Long Island. I don't necessarily think that's a bad arc, but I think it's a good example of Oda just trying to take a breather from the mainline plot, and then...
That's a good example, because right after that, we got what we got, right? With Water 7 and Enies Lobby.
Which is
so
peak. Some of the favorite
Tatsu
arcs and parts of the entire series.
On that timing right now, where he's like, okay, because I don't know how Tatsu thinks, but, and this is just my assumption, I think he's aware of the previous arcs being pretty tame, because we got out of Space Globalist and the Dorama arc. Those are crazy. And then, okay, let's kind of get more grounded again. It's just about personal taste, because I can see why people will love the stuff that we got, like really love it. For me, I've been enjoying it, but I haven't been like loving it or hating it or disliking it. I'm just kind of in the middle to good with everything, but I'm still ready though. The chapter seems like it's gonna be interesting, so I'm here.
Okay. I think you are first this week, if I'm not mistaken.
Just check.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I think.
All right, guys.
Actually, no, you did read first. I skipped too far.
Okay. All right, let me get out of here. Give me 1 sec.
All right, guys, you guys know the drill, man. Like the stream, subscribe to your boys, road to 2K subscribers, and cue the music, Twitchy, if you are still here. Well, actually, no, we already have the music. My bad, I'm tripping. I'm thinking Chainsaw. Never mind. Anyway, let's get into this. Yeah, no JJK ending, because I don't know what Jump was thinking with Gege with that. It's almost like they told him to wrap it up. He said, all right, I'll do the best I can. But it was like, whatever. Okay, let me go back. All right, chapter 211. Who the heck is the chapter title? Definitely going to be a Momo asking this, I'm sure. Sign, Tasty Geezer Breads. Geezer Breads, like hyper geezer? Don't tell me this is Count Saint Germain in this mug. Making some shit, man. It is. I see the eyes. Look at them. What are you doing, bro? Sanjime, Count Saint. What are you doing, dog? You're doing very well. Please continue in that manner. Saint Germain. What is the meaning of this? And who is this? Is this the chick that when Momo woke up in the temple, or is this somebody that we know or don't know? Is it Jet? Maybe we haven't really went back to Jet either. I told you, didn't I, that I wanted you to help me? That's not what I mean. Aren't you going to kill that Gachiakuta kid? Isn't that your objective? Okay, so that definitely is Jet. Okay, why are they doing this? They about to get people sick, or are they making human karmic balls? That'd be nah. They're making some pastries, I think. I don't know. Well, that suit you gave me, was totally useless. Wasn't it more that you were simply too weak? You'll never achieve anything if you're too busy pointing fingers at other people. What matters now is that I would like you to do a solid job in this bakery. Yep, Jet. Smash or pass Jet? I don't know. I don't know about post-trauma Jet. I don't know. I might need some shots or something. But pre-trauma, yeah. I don't know what she gonna do to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But Queen Sama, Seiko, them the ones right there. Wasn't it more that you were simply too weak? You never achieve anything. Okay, pointing fingers. What matters now is that I would like you to do a solid job in this bakery. That's why I hired you after all. Why do I have to make bread? Because you're a baker. I'm not a baker. What in the hell is he planning? What is he cooking? Literally. Baking. Cooking. Tomato. Outside of working hours, you are free to do as you please with your time. However, since I have hired you, you are a baker. Let's make tasty geezer bread together, shall we? Stop being ridiculous. This is definitely some shit that's going to make people sick or control them or some shit. Gotta be. Because why are you calling it tasty geezer bread? And what's the ingredients? What did you use, bro? You probably use, if it's called tasty geezer bread, I'm assuming he used some shit, a part of himself, which is, if that's implicit, hey. Oh dear, I guess I overbaked it. Okay, there goes an Enra. My. Who might you be? I wish you wouldn't react that way every single time. Hey, who's this? And I wish you wouldn't enter the kitchen. You stink of tobacco. Let's take this elsewhere. Forgive me, Saint Germain, sir. The lizard sent by the Serpo to help only got in my way in the end. I return to you. The Kazuka you loaned to me. Okay, the Kazuka knife. And once again, the damn triangle with the eye. He put the mayonnaise on the bread with his bacteria. I definitely think he put his own bacteria on it. He put some shit in that shit that's about to fuck up everybody that's eating this shit. Like, what is he doing, man? This dude is crazy. He has a plan. Like, the fact that he hiring this girl Jet to bake and shit and all this shit going on. It's like, what is he planning, man? This dude is too persistent. As I say plan, he literally says, the plan was mine, so I take full responsibility for its failures. For its failure. I will eventually reclaim the abilities given to those individuals. No, things may remain as they are. Your intention was not wrong. We have obtained some deeply interesting data. I don't know why he kind of remind me of Seiko too, with the glasses and like the ponytail. I don't know. He kind of looks like Seiko, Momo. Yeah, I get that vibe too. A little bit, like with the eyes and like the face is very like smooth and like clean looking. Yeah, making his own assassin work minimum wage is crazy. That's some peak villainy right there. Like, who do it like him for? Okay, so we have obtained some deeply interesting data on yokai suitability and the development of their powers. In actuality, you discovered an exceptional gift in Koki Yukishiro, and you were able to level up her Lord of the Flies ability. But since you came out into the open, the Sorcerers Association will probably take action. It's going to be hard for us to act from now on. The Serpo ask us for help, but they never show their faces. I do not trust the Serpo, and they likely do not trust us either. Only humans can use yokai powers. Those aliens make no attempt to understand that fact. So how about this? We turn Gachiakuta and the others into our friends. This is something that we talked about specifically with Ken, with Okarun, though, because they had that conversation in the hallway. But he's saying the friends too. Shit, man. I mean, Momo probably will be, because she's like, the whole memory thing. He could easily persuade her to get on his side for sure. At this point, I don't know, man. Bro really might be like her dad. Nah, I don't know. I'm just saying stuff. Anyway, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? So that we may create the ultimate yokai. Is this supposed to be the fairy tale card? Wait a minute. I'm looking at wait a minute. Is that like the Dandadan? Are they trying to make like a makeshift Dandadan or like a piece of the Dandadan? Because you see the deities crisscross sitting down with the hand signs and shit all around with the circles and spirals everywhere. Wow, so they empowered the damn... Wow. The fairy tale yokai got a fucking body, huh? He looks like a puppet. This is ridiculous. This is about to be terrifying. I know Tatsu's about to cook. Whenever he has his first interaction and fight, when he's done, completed and shit, oh man, it's gonna be crazy. Shit, Saint Germain, that bastard, what does he think he's doing? Baker lady, this is for you. Aw, there's some origami. Since we always come here, because the bread here is oh my god, and they're eating the bread, and she realized like this little girl just gave me this shit. I'm feeding them this fucking nasty bacteria ass bread. The bread here is additive free and so tasty. My daughter wanted to make something for you too. Oh my god, she got a bread shirt too. She loved that bread so much. Oh yeah, Jet gonna be on our side. She gonna stop what she doing. She gonna make sure this all go in the garbage or somewhere. I don't know. Okay. What's going on out here? Because in I like that angle outside. That's a really nice shot right there in the bottom left panel. Boy, beat the fuck up. I don't get it. Pretending to be common people. What's he hoping to achieve? To make them our friends? Nobility, friends with commoners. Impossible. So, okay, I like this. We're going to deep dive into Inra and Jet. Like, deep dive really into... Like, Jet is more concurrently. I mean, we're going to get some flashes of the past, probably, obviously, that make her to who she is. But now she looks like she's going to probably flip after what just happened with the little girl. And Inra, he got some dark shit. I don't know what's going on with him, but I think Tatsu might cook with him. The Red Baron? Is that really what he called himself? Yep. Don't know if that's his actual name, but it seems like that's what you want it to be called. I see. I think I'm starting to get the picture now. Okay, Seiko, picking up everything. A long time ago, an exorcist friend of mine was... What do you mean by a long time ago? I mean, like, obviously she could dead ask me like 20 years or some shit, 30 years or whatever. But I don't know, just saying a long time ago, you would think if somebody say that, I mean, they talking like 90 plus years or something like that, or like 80 plus. Was grievously injured during a mission overseas. It was a formidable enemy that even the local shaman could not exorcise. To a certain extent, he was prepared for this. But the enemy was no yokai. It was humans. Huh. Them fits, though. Why they got them masks like that? That mask better not be pointy on the top. Better not be on some, you know. Damn. So it was some humors that did that. So this person with the mask, I seen a panel. Maybe it's gonna show up. A different panel is gonna show up, but this is what I saw on Laz's thumbnail. So I seen somebody with the mask, but I don't know what the hell that is. The Black Paladins. They collect the powers from yokai and curses, and then gain development as diviners at large companies, or diviners, to crush rival companies. Okay. Essentially, so basically they're like the assassins that Kento was talking about, pretty much, right? Essentially, diviners or diviners, how you say, is it? I'm gonna call them diviners. Diviners attached to companies are supposed to give advice on business direction and investments, but these guys instead launch attacks using curses. Huh. Interesting. Okay, we're getting a whole lot of shit in this chapter. Yeah, Aztec vibes. Absolutely, man. The Yakuza is going to come into... Yeah, yep. And a famous person in that industry is an assassin who calls himself the Flying Ace. Just hearing the name is enough to make some companies run for cover. So there's going to be quite a bit of assassins. We're probably going to have like an assassin per fucking person in our cast or something. They mostly operate overseas, but it seems they're operating here now too. Jeez, this is bad, isn't it? That means there are even more of those guys, right? Exactly. The Sorcerers Association has put out various alerts. The enemy shouldn't be able to make moves that easily. I'm sorry, I'm supposed to be the one protecting you, but I like that she's having this conversation with Jiji though. This is really important. Miss Seiko, you always protect us. I was only able to beat him thanks to you. You can tell Seiko is always very down on herself. Like it's almost like she's not even really like listening to him. Like she's listening, but she's looking at, because I'm seeing the next panel, she's looking at Momo down the hall or in the front of the room. And like, you can just tell Seiko's very hard on herself. That's pretty sad. Stop. Who are you? You're that girl from the inn. Momo, it's you. Well, in any case, I'm glad you're okay. So she remembers her. Okay. Our problem now is that she even forgot how to use her powers, and that's exactly what we predicted. Was that? So yeah, that panel that I seen, it was like a close-up shot of that guy, Flying Ace. Yeah, I think she is guilty from past mistake. I remember Twitchy said like a long time ago he was saying it has to do with like exorcism with like maybe Momo's parents or something like that. I think it's gonna be something like that for sure. Yeah. All right, let me get Twitchy in here now. This is a good chapter. I really like this chapter a lot. This is a good one. This was a really good one. Good follow up. Because we're building a whole lot of new shit. I'm gonna send them an emoji. I'm gonna say your turn. Let's see. Is there any like Aztec emoji? I know it's like pyramid. No pyramid. I don't know what should I put for the emoji. Let's see, assassins, knives. Now, yes, Zach, I agree with you. We're definitely gonna talk about that. Bread. Oh yeah, you're right. Bread. There we go, Sherm. Thank you. Some bread. Let's see, which bread should I pick? I'm picking this one right. I get this loaf right here. I'm gonna sit just in that loaf right here. You know what I'm saying? That loaf. You're like, what? Come again? But I do like this chapter a lot. Definitely better than the last one for sure. What it sets up a few different things. Obviously the one thing that we know is going to happen because they already talked about it before this last arc. The plan, the other shit with that one panel, y'all know what panel I'm talking about. That one in this chapter, insane. I wonder if that's the one that Twitchy got spoiled on. I hope it's not that one. I feel like it is going to be that one though. That would be a good reaction blind. But once again, guys, like the stream, subscribe to your boys if you are new, whether you're watching this on the VOD or watching this live. Helps us to get into the algorithm. As always, you guys already know. A lot of content on this channel going all the way until next year. Like a lot of content, manga, anime, live action, whole bunch of stuff. So if you are new, once again, subscribe to your boys.
Pawn.
All right, Pawn. Pawn.
I do know why he sent that. That's a pretty good emoji. Again, I've seen a couple of panels out of context.
It was Sherm. Sherm told me to put the bread. I didn't know what to put.
Good.
It's all Sherm.
Good. What the? Oh my god, that is horrifying. That is a JJK demon face on the mascot for this bakery. Chapter 211. Who the heck? Sign, Tasty Geezer Breads. Interesting. Alright, someone's got an eye patch. The other one's... You're doing very well. Please continue in that manner. Saint Germain! What is the meaning of this? I told you, didn't I, that I wanted you to help me. That's not what I mean. Aren't you going to kill that Takakura kid? Isn't that your objective? Is this Jet? Maybe. No, actually. Well, that suit you gave me was totally useless, you know? Wasn't it more that you were simply too weak? You'll never achieve anything if you're too busy pointing fingers at other people. What matters now is that I would like you to do a solid job in this bakery. That's why I hired you, after all. Why do I have to make bread? Because you are a baker. I'm not a baker! Outside of working hours, you are free to do as you please with your time. However, since I have hired you, you are a baker. All right, the Conquerors hockey going crazy here. Let's make tasty geezer bread together, shall we? Stop being ridiculous! Oh dear, I guess I overbaked it. The hell? Oh, and Enra. I was like, how did he get beat up? My. And who might you be? Oh my goodness. This is crazy. I wish you wouldn't react. Alright, so this is a joke, an ongoing joke. I wish you wouldn't react that way every single time. Hey, who's this? And I wish you wouldn't enter the kitchen. You stink of tobacco. Let's take this elsewhere. Forgive me, Saint Germain, sir. The lizard sent by the Serpo to help only got in my way in the end. I return to you the Kozuka you loaned me. The plan was mine, so I take full responsibility for its failure. I will eventually reclaim the abilities given to those individuals. Given to those individuals. Momo was given that power. I want to say this is a confirmation, right? No. Things may remain as they are. Your intention was not wrong. We have obtained some deeply interesting data on yokai suitability and the development of their powers. Talking about Evil Eye? In actuality, you discovered an exceptional gift in Koki Yukishiro, and you were able to level up her Lord of the Flies ability. But since you came out into the open, the Sorcerers Association will probably take action. It's going to be hard for us to act from now on. Is that the name of Seiko's association? I have so many questions, and thank you, Tatsu, even 8 pages in, for giving me all this information. This was well needed. The Serpo asked for our help, but they never show their faces. I do not trust the Serpo, and they likely do not trust us either. Only humans can use yokai power. Okay, another confirmation. Jeez, he's just lore dropping this chapter. Those aliens make no attempt to understand that fact. So how about this? We turn Takakura and the others into our friends so that we may create the ultimate yokai. I saw this, I thought it was Dandadan related, but like, what am I looking at here? This is gross. The ultimate yokai. It looks almost like a mechanical version of the Dandadan. Like it's a, I'm not gonna say a cheap fake, but it's a mechanical replication attempt. Shit, Saint Germain, that bastard. What does he think he's doing? I don't know why I'm talking like that for Jet, by the way. Baker lady, this is for you. Huh? Since we always come here because the bread here is additive free and so tasty, my daughter wanted to make something for you too. Aww. Adorable. You could not be more conspicuous. Suspicious. Conspicuous? Conspicuous/suspicious at the bottom of page 13.
That's a dope shot, by the way.
It is.
That angle.
I really like the framing there. It's kind of a different shot than we saw to start the chapter of the bakery and Enra. I don't get it. Pretending to be common people? What's he hoping to achieve? To make them our friends? Nobility. Friends with commoners? Impossible. All right, so Saint Germain, Count Saint Germain might not only be a title, it might be in actuality nobility designation. The Red Baron? Is that really what he called himself? Yep. Don't know if that's his actual name, but it seems like that's what he wanted to be called. I see. I think I'm starting to get the picture now. Oh, Seiko, talk to me. Talk to me. A long time ago, an exorcist friend of mine was grievously injured during a mission overseas. It was a formidable enemy that even the local shaman could not exorcise. To a certain extent, he was prepared for this, but the enemy was no yokai. It was, insert 3 letters, it was humans. The Black Paladins. Tatsu, I know what you are. You're a liar. It's what you are. They collect the powers from the yokai and curses, and then gain employment as diviners at large companies to crush rival companies. Essentially, diviners attached to companies are supposed to give advice on business direction and investments. But these guys instead launch attacks using curses. And a famous person in that industry is an assassin who calls himself the Flying Ace. Just hearing the name is enough to make some companies run for cover. They mostly operate overseas, but it seems they're operating here now too. Geez, this is bad, isn't it? That means there are even more of those guys, right? The Sorcerers Association has put out various alerts. The enemy shouldn't be able to make moves that easily. I'm sorry, I'm supposed to be the one protecting you, but... Miss Seiko, you always protect us. I was only able to beat him thanks to you. Stop! Who are you? You're the girl from the inn! Momo, it's you! Well, in any case, I'm glad you're okay. Our problem now is that she even forgot how to use her powers. Yep, okay, the most obvious, the most obvious of conclusions was reached at the end of this chapter. But my God,
this chapter was kind of crazy.
Tatsu just went off.
Remember how we were just talking about setup? How like it was like, oh,
this is a perfect setup.
Setups. It's like
perfect.
I don't know. He's kind of off and on.
Existence.
This is probably the like I'm telling you right now. There's a lot to talk about.
I mean, wherever you want to start off at, if you just want to start from the beginning and work, through the chapter, or if there's anything you want to talk about first, just let me know.
Early on, right? These goddamn, what does he call it? Tasty geezer bread. That is disgusting. You're putting your essence on there. You're putting your bacteria on there. That's why you call it that. And the fact that the little girl gave her that origami, and then Jet took it, she's like, oh man, I'm poisoning these people. This little girl right here. So Jet, she's gonna be on our side very soon because
hold up,
she
realizes where do you get the poisoning from?
Well,
I think they're just making tasty bread.
No, well, here's the thing. So when I was like,
where did you come up with that?
Tasty geezer bread. I was like, why would you call it that? Like that don't. I'm like, no, he's doing this for a reason, right? He has to be doing it for a reason. He can get people that come here every day.
And build up like an army.
Yes, and then Zachary, he was saying that like, yeah, it's probably like on some his bacteria type, geezer bread, right? Like his, and the fact that the little girl, right, her coming in, she has the bread shirt on. She's like, oh, I love this tasty bread. She realizes, oh shit, I'm going to kill this little girl, or whatever they're going to do to these people, poison them or whatever. So she's going to leave.
So despite the fact that they claim there's no additives, there's actually a spiritual additive that is being baked in. Okay. I was like, where are you coming from with that? I don't know. I wasn't in that mindset when I was reading this.
Count Saint Germain is terrifying. Like, even look at his arms. Like, it's like, why are you so tense and like, what is going on with you? Like his forearms when he's like baking, cleaning his hands.
You think he could be poisoned or afflicted by something? Maybe a curse?
Maybe. Because like, why he like that?
I mean,
and he has gloves.
If Turbo Granny called him Hyper Geezer, we assumed at the time that meant he was quite old. So whatever blood flows through his veins could be
old as blood,
mechanical in nature. Which, let's talk about that most powerful yokai, the ultimate yokai.
This is the biggest scam, Zachary. Like he lying. This is not additives, man. Spirit additives. What are you talking about? This is not pure. On page 8, that top panel, Count Saint Germain. Who does he look like to you? Characters.
I mean, he looks feminine.
He looks like Momo and Seiko a lot. Specifically Momo. Like with the hair tied like tufts. That. And like the eyes. And like even his skin is really smooth. You notice mostly like Seiko is another character that skin is always like really smooth looking at all times. I don't know, man.
Okay, so God, yeah, there's a lot.
There's a lot.
I was looking at Laz's. I popped in Laz's stream for a second because I had today off for the first time. Welcome, Jordan Avant. Yes, eventually Momo will get her memories back. It's just a matter of time. So I was in his stream and I was like, hey, I can't stay long. Obviously, I haven't read the chapter and I dipped out. And then I looked back like an hour later, and he was still alive. I was like, man, there must have been a lot to talk about in this chapter, and that goes without saying. What do you think he means when he says, "Wasn't it that you were simply too weak"?
Or is that
there page 3 when he's talking to Jet? Do you think that there is maybe levels to the suits that can be unlocked if maybe you say you give something up, you imbue something into the suit? Because they do have that spiritual background around her when they show the suit in the foreground.
She can get her a nanotech suit, going crazy with Kenta. Double lariat wing style in the sky. God. I gotta get it. Come on, Twitchy. I gotta get it one day. I gotta get another double lariat one day. Man. Somebody. God damn. Tatsu, you know, we know what you are. If you do it, we know that you're watching us. But yeah, that was a lot of the wording in this entire chapter was very interesting. And then like this other group, so I'm assuming this is basically the assassins, right? That we got briefly.
That would be my guess, especially since Enra was called what he was called, and now this whole business aspect,
business,
corporate warfare,
evil, scary.
This is what people think the Illuminati is like in real life. That they are controlling the world from behind the scenes, and most of the time, there is some racist connotation, so I'll keep it very generalized and non-specific, but there is some racist undertones about whoever controls the purse. So Congress holds the purse. Like whoever controls the money controls the world, because money makes the world go round. And the fact that they have these assassins that are like signed onto companies and they do corporate warfare.
Therefore, money, you gotta be scared of them. It's like you're scared of two people who are here for the love of the game, being sinister, just being crazy, or people that's going for money. Those are the two people you don't want to deal with, because one has nothing to lose, and the other one has everything to gain. Don't want no parts of that. No. This is going to get really bad. Like this group, the way they like, it's not like he has like some random sorcerer group. That's not what they do. They're humans, so they're going to do the worst things. They're going to do shit that we haven't even. Like, we thought that the Serpoians and the aliens doing all this weird shit was bad. I think these guys are going to do something like... I think Tatsu he might end up going there. Look at this.
Well, here's the thing.
Klansmen.
If we take into account your theory about the poisoned bread, let's just call it... I'll just say infected. Bread. I'll say a karmic bread. There we go. If he is indeed handing out karmic bread, how many locations is he doing this to? Is he giving it something that makes it addictive? Because the mom said, we keep coming back here because my daughter loves the bread so much. So we always come here. So that means you don't go anywhere else. Whenever someone is addicted to something, you have them in the palm of your hands.
Yep.
You can ask them to be a civilian assassin. Whenever the masses start to turn against the good people, so I think back to Batman versus Superman and how Superman in a certain timeline was just destroying people, and the common everyday civilian had to rise up and fight. The best way to control someone is to do it through food, is to do it through money, is to do it through like, it's another hot take and also controversial statement, but through religion. Count Saint Germain to me seems like a very charismatic, let's just say.
Yes. He scares me a lot because he's in the field. He's making the bread.
He's was there hiding for the behind the scenes. He's
that's interesting.
In the field.
Right there. That's interesting. Like what's some other ones you can think of? Like an Askeladd, right? Like you're just everything that you do, and he's charismatic too. So that's kind of there's some similarities there with those characters. But
he's of nobility. He has power, obviously, because he's
out
leading
here
the
doing
curve.
things.
He has connections.
So what do you think that means? Do you think that kind of hints that there could be a even bigger bad, or do you still think that he's the main antagonist?
It's interesting you asked.
He's doing a lot of work.
Page that I'm looking at. Go back to page 7 for a sec.
7. Mm-hmm.
Anything you notice on that page?
The case with the eye.
That is not
or triangle.
The traditional eye that I remember seeing, because there are 2 eyes. There's an
one
eye.
Yeah, one you can like really see the form of the eye, and this one is a little bit more like Turbo Granny eyes, the little U shapes.
Agreed. So the reason why I pointed that out is because I think, to your question, I think he could be working underneath someone else. So this really does enforce my Silver Surfer theory that I had a while back. He is a harbinger of doom, but I think he is working on behalf of a greater cause. I don't think that the actual main endgame antagonist would be baking bread with someone he just recruited.
Yeah.
No, he's high up, don't get me wrong, but I don't think he is the top of the pyramid.
And he's doing, like, he's planning something. Like, dude, what is this bakery shit? That's another thing that we could just put in a box, an empty box that we have to check in terms of like, what is he doing? That's another thing. We don't know and then the fairy tale.
This does confirm he was Count Saint Germain at school, right? Or
Saint Germain.
Saint Germain. It confirms that, right? Because of what he said. So he said, in actuality, you discovered an exceptional gift in the Koki Yukishiro, and you were able to level up her Lord of the Flies ability.
Yeah.
That means that, like, Saint Germain and Count Saint Germain are the same person. Right?
At this point, yeah. Okay. I was just thinking, like, I guess he could have, I'm trying to think of any other way he could have got that intel. But, I mean, Murakami, he got arrested, and then so there's nobody else. Yeah. Like, what is he doing, man? This is a very interesting antagonist, man. Like, he's doing so much.
Page 9. I think that's the essence of what he's trying to do.
I'm literally on there right now. Yep.
And that is so terrifying, the depiction used to explain his entire ideology, what I think is his entire ideology. Only humans can use yokais. Those aliens make no attempt to understand that fact. And he has a yokai bowing to him in the panel above.
You know something too? Page 10, so the next page with the fairy tale card on a body, or with a body on that mechanical Dandadan thing. That kind of makes me think that he is not the main antagonist either, because it seems very like I get the feel of like, was it the first Avengers movie with Loki with the Tesseract, right? I think okay, we're starting with something that's like, that's pretty grandiose. That's but then it's more things bigger and bigger. The more main antagonists that you go through in all these movies, it feels very
small potatoes
section. It, like, kind of like, do you kind of get that? Like, this is like the best thing he might make, but I feel like there's something in the series that goes beyond even whatever he's trying to do now.
It's an imitation.
Like, he's gonna fail.
It is not the actual Dandadan. And because it's not the actual Dandadan, it's not going to be the end all be all.
Yep. That's the fight against this thing is gonna be terrifying. I feel like it's gonna it's gonna just grab people by the face. You can't loot. You can't get out. He's gonna just punch a hole through. Ew. I see some crazy shit going on here. And then the funny thing is, this thing might be used for us in the end game of the series. If the series is really long, this monster might actually end up becoming an ally. But right now, we're like, oh shit.
I mean, hell, even if you want to take it a step further, like, what if this, let's just call it a mechanized Dandadan. What if this becomes the end game villain?
Or that too, yeah. Honestly, like a Pluto type. Yeah. Honestly, Oh, that's another thing I want to talk about with Seiko, right? The wording she said a long time ago, an exorcist friend of mine. I know she easily could just mean like, 20, 30 years ago. But when you say long time ago, most people think like
I'm thinking like a
70
generation
years
or
and
two.
more.
Yes.
Yeah. So long time ago. And you start out by saying that too. It's not like and then when we're seeing this, we're seeing like Aztec mask and all this stuff. Like, what do you mean by a long time ago? Because that's an Aztec mask right there in that middle panel on that page.
Not only that,
16.
Vontae, but when she says a long time ago,
Fucking
how long
cliffs.
has this war been going on? Has humanity
Mountains.
been fighting this war across the entirety of the species' existence?
Yeah. Was grievously injured during the mission. Grievously means like how bad are we talking?
Okay, well, let's just think about that though. That wording is very specific in that when you combine it with a friend a long time ago, does that not make you think that possibly this could be Turbo Granny's backstory? What do you think of that?
Maybe. I mean, wouldn't that be something?
Or do you think it's maybe the Tanuki? Like, my question, let me rephrase that.
Grievous injury like syphilis.
I'm not
I love
featuring
you, Zach.
Let me rephrase that. So, I don't think we've really questioned at all, or maybe only once, why Seiko put Turbo Granny inside of the cat, the Lucky Charm.
Right.
And multiple times in the anime, especially these last few episodes, which they will be coming out to the channel, guys, just give us a little while longer, we keep seeing that stupid Tanuki. And what I get to thinking is, like, did Seiko try to put someone inside of another object previously, or was she shown to do that? Is this friend of hers like a Tanuki, a talking Tanuki that she grew up with? Crazy.
Maybe.
Absolutely insane.
Right now, just like akin to the
this is like the poneglyph reveal in Alabasta, honestly.
This one, I was gonna say something else for One Piece. It reminds me of Loki's friend, the Shaggy. Oh, who is this guy? What is he? Oh, you're injured. Ah, my bad. Spoilers. Sorry, guys. Yeah,
I don't even know who he is. That's not spoilers.
The other so the Black Paladins, humans. That just means it's worse. Like when they say it like that, it was no yokai. It was humans. That makes it more terrifying to me because it gets sinister. It's like you have these humans that are carrying out these missions and are being highly successful. This setup, this pretty much set up multiple arcs. The fairy tale puppet, the assassin's arc, more
Momo's.
Jet and Enra.
Yeah.
Because in Enra, we got to get into why he's so, like
subservient.
Yeah, and like when he was outside, he's like, I cannot, like humans, like no, absolutely not. I mean, I know that he's a yokai, but like, I think we can dabble into more of that. He might end up running into Reiko. The more I think about it, I'm like,
I think
smoke and mirrors.
Smoke and mirrors. That's the shipping pair, man.
They actually might end up, because he's like walking on his own right now, chilling, going through the city.
Yeah, he's just in the street.
That's about to happen.
Reiko's about to find him.
Yes.
That's the
how
one
he'll be on our
pair.
side. Yeah. That'd be the best ship in the series, man. Maybe. Nah. Momo and Ken. If that even happens, because now.
Okay, well, let's also talk about what Seiko was saying on page 17. How
there's something I want to talk about that too.
Okay.
Later, though.
Or no, not 17. Page 18. They mostly operate overseas, so that also introduces the concept of we could go to another country. So that sets up another arc.
The one thing I wanted to say on the last page, where Jiji was like, you always protected us, and I was only able to beat him thanks to you. Like Seiko is such. Every time I look at her face, it's always so sad because I take it as like she doesn't believe that, and she like blames herself for a lot of different things. Because she kind of like she was just veering off, looking at Momo, and not really like like she's listening to Gigi, but like I feel like it's one of those things where she's like, yeah, like I'm not, no, like I'm.
It's like she hears him, but she doesn't hear him.
Yeah, it's like you hear him, but you're not listening. Type of energy. That's sad seeing her like that because he's being genuine. He's like, yo, you protected us all this time. I was only able to beat him because of you. And she's like not looking at him. She's looking at Momo. I like, for some reason, Tatsu is really good at framing like Seiko specifically on a lot of panels.
I think he does his best work emotionally. He conveys so many emotions with a simple face. Yep. Even page 18, the way that she's looking downward, it's just I'm sorry. It's like you've accepted that this has grown into something bigger than you. Yo, and then
let me have a crazy backstory.
Let me bring up let's get into that next. So she also name dropped the Sorcerers Association. So I will outright ask you, do you think she is a part of that association, or do you think she's maybe has a lot of friends in that association?
So the Black Paladins?
No, the Sorcerers Association. The one that is going against...
I think she's a part of that.
You think she is a part of it, not that she has friends in it?
I don't know, man. At this point, maybe she was a part of it and then started doing her own thing or something like that.
Here's what I think. I think she used to be a part of it, and then she got ostracized or kicked out. Possibly having to deal with Momo. Maybe she was given a mission.
It's not true. It's not. Dang. That's not true. It's not.
I mean, Tokyo Revengers is right there.
No, Tokyo Revengers is it. It is that.
Or you could even say The Promised Neverland.
No JJK slander over Zachary. No. Can't do it. Word to last, we can't do it, man. But what else? I feel like there was something else in here.
Do you think that was Count Saint Germain at the bottom of page 16, or do you think that was someone else?
Someone else. They said the Flying Ace. Is that who they're referring to? That guy? Seemed like he aces everything. You know, he's like that.
Okay.
Every mission is A+. And then he's like, I can never be him. Damn, he kind of cool. Wow. And then the thing is, there might be other, there are other sections within, because the Black Paladins sound like a certain specific faction within that company, if that makes sense.
Sure.
I feel like we could see other names, like the Bull guy, he tried from, the Black Bulls. Flying Ace is the same as Red Baron, has a World War II theme. World War I theme. Oh, okay.
Well,
wait.
I was going to say, because of the whole German relationship for the Red Baron, that's the country he was based out of, that was his heritage, and kind of where the KKK got their origins or ideology from. I could see that being the Dandadan equivalent of the KKK, being the Red Baron / the... But that also, so
that's interesting.
Let me go back just a second. So Seiko confirmed it was humans, but yet you have that figure leading them. Do you think that was an Enra before he died? Because she did say it was a long time ago.
Maybe.
So World War I, it was to be in another country, possibly Aztecian, Incan.
Maybe. So he's kind of fallen from grace. Is that his kind of his arc? He fell from grace, and now he's gonna become something like, it's gonna be like Zuko. Like, I don't need the honor. Let me be my own man.
I just want my daddy. See if you can do a double spread view of pages 16 and 17. I noticed something really cool about that.
Yeah,
take a look at how Tatsu paneled those two pages. It is identical. So it makes me think that the Red Baron is the human that was leading them. Maybe he died. Maybe he was still following the Black Paladins. And maybe Count Saint Germain is the current noble or nobility leader of the Black Paladins.
I thought we were going to have like, it's going to be one of those 4 things. I think we're going to have like 4 different factions, different companies. Because he even said that there's like the Red Baron, or the Flying Ace rather. He was a name that even had other companies scared of him. So like other companies are okay, yeah, them dudes are kind of different. So I think we're probably going to see other formidable companies. Because the Black Paladins, like I said, it sounds like a team. I expect to hear some other names. Which do you think that old boys, Yin and Yang, think that either one of them or both of them are a part of one of these assassins?
I mean,
class.
how did Seiko describe them? They collect the powers from yokai and curses. That's Kashimoto to a T. And he had the Illuminati symbol. Like, I think
he's a Black Paladin.
But which is really interesting, right? Because that was her friend. They fought together. They fought to protect her.
Yeah.
So how does that line up?
You know what I think what Seiko is? I think she's like, and this is important too, by the way, guys. This is a good lesson in life. I know it sounds cliche, you hear it all the time, but it's very important to have connections everywhere. Like, even having like a damn, emergency or a police officer, like anybody in your city, any serviceable worker, it's just good to know people. I think Seiko's one of those kind of people where she just knows everything. She knows aliens, she acts like she doesn't or whatever. I don't even know, maybe whatever, but I think she knows a lot of different people. That's why I think her and Turbo Granny are cool with each other, because of some kind of connection to, like, I don't know, predecessor, sensei, lineage,
something like that.
So do you think that when she says a long time ago, do you think that Seiko is like a lot older than what she, or do you think that's just like, because that's a weird thing to say like that, a long time ago. Like, how old are you, for one? And even if let's just say she's 70. Let's just say she's 70. If you say a long time ago, I don't, like 30 years, 40, that's nah.
The thing that really confuses me is she says both a long time ago and a friend of mine. Like,
that sounds, I see what you, I think I know what you're kind of getting
because
at, like a friend of mine.
If you look at it, like, the shaman likely was not like a kid a long time ago.
Exactly.
When that happened, they had to be at least, like a teenager or maybe like a young adult at the time.
Plus, when you say an exorcist friend of mine, that just sounds like one of your many, many colleagues and peers that you had for a long time.
I feel like Seiko's been living for, hell, probably over 100 years would be my guess.
But you guys said years ago, or like, I had a friend, don't even say years ago, like, I had a friend that had, a confrontation with these people. He got injured, he got messed up, and yeah. But even the shaman cannot exercise. Interesting.
I think maybe
it's another character.
That's showing the. I'll back up a little bit. We don't think of the Aztecs as current day, nor do we think about them 20 years ago, 40 years ago. We think about them millennia ago, like centuries ago. So Seiko to say that there might be, like a small tribe of Aztecians, but I don't know, man. Especially the KKK, like that was 60 years ago.
There's another thing too. With Seiko, I don't know if any. Well, I mean, it's an animal, but like, so when she says kappa, like, oh, that's just a kappa. Like, how can I explain it? Like, what if this is something like she encountered an alien years ago? When she was like a little girl,
her it was a
and
kappa.
She said it's and it's like I don't know. In this world, kappas might be like old or maybe going extinct or something. I'm just trying to think of why she uses that specific animal. And like, what if that's what she said back then, and she always has like this, like a tick or something. She always just says that because it's something that's nostalgic to her when she first interacted.
Ironically, my idea for that explanation relates to the very last panel.
Is it the very last panel? Oh, the chapter, or
yeah.
what, the power thing, forgetting the power thing?
Nope. I will give you a hint. It relates to early season 3 content.
Early season 3 content. Okay. Mola.
Correct.
Um,
What was the issue for the longest time?
the language barrier.
Correct. So, you know, connecting all the points, what if there was a broken translator or very, I'm not going to say incorrect, but the language barrier was too high. They didn't have a working translator. So Kappa was the best language equivalent for what the alien was. Maybe the species of humans at the time didn't even know aliens existed. Maybe they thought the world was flat. Maybe
Kappa
they
is a
thought
very, you know,
ancient type of
anything could
spiritual
look like a Kappa.
mythology. Yeah.
Nah. I feel like that's something she said when she was a little girl. Like, hey, that's a Kappa. Or like, what is it?
Someone told her that's a Kappa when in actuality it was like Ludris coming down. Or
she dead ass might be old as hell, man. And if that's the thing, right? We're thinking, you know, Turbo Granny, Count Saint Germain times, potentially. There's even potential that, well, no, I think, So okay, so we theorized this before. If there is a connection, and she does actually date back for like, you know, centuries ago, what relationship do you think she has with Turbo Granny?
they could have been sisters. They could have been adversaries. I'm thinking like a Garp and Roger type of deal.
Oh man, I'm trying to think. They both like the same TV.
They seem like kindred souls.
Shit, man. Nah. I was about to say, what if the mistake from the exorcism or something? That's how Turbo Granny turned to Turbo Granny, because Seiko was a part of a ritual or something.
Because we do remember what she said about Jiji's exorcism back in the day. Like, it could go wrong. Like, Turbo Granny might have been her sister, let's just say, that tried to take a peek at the exorcism. Seiko messed up. The spirit went into her sister's body and killed her. Or they then had to kill her once the first host body was exorcised. Zachary, accounts Zach Tama, have a good night. Thank you for all the interaction in chat.
Much appreciated as always, man. You make these streams even funner. I feel like maybe they like crossed paths before or something in the past. Like they know of each other. I think it's more on the line of that.
Okay, so not as like an intimate relationship.
Only because like their first interaction outside of the house when they fought, like it was like Turbo Granny wasn't like mentally incapacitated or nothing. Like she was in her, you know, she was trying to fight back against her. Like I feel like, and then the fact that Seiko knew about the whole thing with the tunnel and the girls, like I feel like, I don't know, they know each other.
Do you remember what Turbo Granny, one of her first lines was to Seiko after she got transported into the cat doll?
No, I feel like yes, that would definitely. We got you, man. We got you.
She called her sensei.
Oh, she did say that.
I thought at the time that was a little strange, because like Turbo Granny calling a younger woman sensei. Now that could obviously just be comedic, but
comedic.
Looking into if they do have a prior interaction or relationship, I think it would be really cool if Turbo Granny was the disciple of Seiko.
Wouldn't that be a plot twist? That's
That'd
ridiculous plot twist. Nobody's like, no, hell no. That don't even, like, if.
And then with how she's building up Jiji, if Jiji were to die, become a yokai, or like the true evil eye, let's just say, God forbid, Jiji dies. Him and Evil Eye could become like the ultimate yokai, like Count Saint Germain is talking to, because he said Koki increased. So they already have a very good chemistry and dynamic between the two of them.
That's actually insane.
And then Seiko's like, not again, not another disciple of mine. That's why I don't take on disciples.
You know what's funny though? Turbo Granny, she's like, man, he would be a perfect vessel. I would love to be.
And that's another connection. So like that triangle for those three.
That's another thing. The character connections in this series is really good because you can even connect Okarun to both grannies. Jiji, same thing. This Momo, obviously. That would be like, imagine telling an anime only, like, if somebody spoils that's an anime only. So, yeah, you know, Seiko was actually Turbo Granny's teacher. They wouldn't even believe it. They wouldn't even believe it.
You're just making stuff up.
That don't even sound right. What do you mean Armin is a colossal titan? What?
No,
I'm on season 1, episode
Mikasa's
6.
The dinosaur titan.
It might have happened in the timeline, which is funny.
Let's now look at the bottom of page 9, since you brought them up. Like, Count Saint Germain, what are you cooking? You're gonna be
really looks like Momo and Seiko here, bro.
He looks like Momo there. I know.
And both of those panels, top and bottom.
Yes.
I ain't gonna
especially
lie,
that
man.
bottom one.
I ain't gonna lie. If Seiko is, because it actually damn near seems like it's confirmed that Seiko is old, because even looking at that panel with the cliffs and stuff, like, that's old. Like, it just looks
That's
old,
before humans were civilized.
like wastelands. Yeah. There's also
they were
like
either
Joey's
nomadic,
shit.
they were maybe, living on the lands. Oh no,
Yeah.
Monte.
Huh? What happened?
You glitched out for a sec, but yeah, you're right.
But that looks like Momo, man. And Seiko, like, yeah, bro, that's on purpose. That's very much on purpose. He doesn't always look like that, you know. Like, I know his hair is in a ponytail, but even with the eyes, he's looking more softer.
That begs the question, Vante. If Seiko is indeed, let's just say, over 100 at least, which I think is a pretty safe bet, is she Momo's genetic grandmother? Or is that a title only?
Oh, unless some like weird shit happened, like, I don't know, some like some kind of time stuff. But I just thought of something. Romance, right? What if Seiko and Count Saint Germain were a thing and he took her memories?
That's what I'm saying.
Seiko feels like someone that has a broken past where we don't know, like,
I don't
the more
think
that we
knows.
Explore her. Exactly. Oh man, imagine that.
Well, that's why I kept saying, like, when you brought up that Count Saint Germain looked like Seiko and Momo, like, what if that was a hint that he was actually her lover back in the day?
You know something too. So like when Momo lost her lost the memory thing, we talked about that as well. So if the same thing did happen to Seiko, that's what makes, that hit even more, because like, oh, now my granddaughter lost her memory, and the same thing's happening all over again. If Seiko somehow found out that she did,
Oh, that's another interesting dynamic. Page 9. Only humans can use yokai powers. We'll ignore the second text bubble in that middle panel. So how about this? We turn Takakura and the others into our friends. Don't you think it's strange that he's singling out Takakura when he doesn't have the spiritual abilities? And he's been going after Momo. So that's twofold. I think that could suggest Momo is not of this earth. And also that Takakura either has some latent abilities or he wants to put a different yokai power in Takakura.
Just theories are just coming. But all we've been talking about,
class.
A lot of theories. What if Seiko time traveled to the future? So So when we first see her back in like 10 years ago or whatever, that's like around the time when she shifted. That's why she went from like that traditional type to like more contemporary, because she started learning the world of today. Kind of like with Sanjime, right? Like him studying basketball and all this stuff. Maybe she time traveled to this day, or like to that, because she knows something with Momo. I don't know how, like if it's like Momo's supposed to be born here. Like it could even be some astrology shit. Like I don't ever think I ever seen astrology in anime. Like specifically, it could be some destined star astrology stuff. I don't know.
Here's another wrinkle on that. Now that we got all these reveals in this chapter, what do you make of the group of priests who turned Momo back to normal? Yes, she is back to her normal size, but no, she does not currently have access to her powers. Do you think that they viewed that as a necessary consequence of getting her back into this reality? Or do you think they were trying to seal away her powers on behalf of, let's just say, the Black Paladins?
At this point, I don't even know. Like she doesn't know how to use her powers. They're definitely trying to add that to old boy Fairy Tale boy.
I have the power.
Like the next time we see him, he's about to have some nanotech. He's about to have everything. The Ogre Club, nanotech.
Are they feeding him multiple abilities? He does not look well in that panel.
No, he looks like
he is overwhelmed with power. He's like, yeah, he's about to start drooling. Actually, is he drooling in that panel? He doesn't look good.
We're gonna see some terrifying panels. I'm in my head. I already see how the fights are gonna look. You're gonna see him appear with darkness. His face is gonna come out. He's gonna like.
I feel like we're gonna get Uncanny Valley.
Or yes, because we've seen that nightmare thing before.
Face.
So I mean, he's gonna have fun with the Fairy Tale. You could tell he's gonna have real fun. Drawing like ew, man. I'm not gonna lie, Seiko, she is definitely from the past. Like her and Sanjime are the same in terms of like they're old, but they look young. Like that alone, Seiko with the jokes about, oh, she looks so young, and then Sanjime obviously being hyper geezer, like you're old, he's old, but he looks young. So, and it could be like a Hancock thing. He might have like, cheap shot at her, made her forget her memories or something like that. Hyper geezer. That is insane. Seiko could legit be her senior. That's so weird. Like, look, like
it could be.
Like, think of how random that is. Some lady that's hundreds of years old but looks very young, and then this person who looks old and a demon, but this is actually
sensei
the apprentice or something.
A yokai spirit that has been around forever.
I'll do anything for she basically was like, I'll do anything for Seiko to protect Momo. That sounds like an apprentice, or like a
well,
like I'll save this girl for her.
Let me say one more thing. When she said, because you're important to Seiko, that is the
like
perfect line of an apprentice to a sensei. Like, you don't
I've
care
heard
about
Soy
this
Fawn
person.
say that. I've heard Nanao. I've heard any kind of apprentice anywhere. A student
That's the
of any
type of
kind.
line an apprentice would say to someone if that other
Yororichi's
someone is
brothers.
important. Yeah, it's like something that Soifan would say to Ichigo. Like, you're important to Yororichi, so I'm gonna protect you.
And then she's tagging along with her with the. You know what? Okay, let me think about that. So when do you think Seiko learned that? Let's just say hypothetically, this theory that she is definitely, like, she is her apprentice or someone like that. When do you think Seiko found out that, oh, this is her? Did she always know this before the series?
Granny was her apprentice?
Yeah, like, did she always know that even before the series, like, from what we know of, or did she learn it after defeating her, or
I will give you a combination
Threw
response.
her in the
Again,
statue.
this is all headcanon. I think the first time Seiko went to go exercise Turbo Granny, remember how we saw that just grotesque form of Turbo Granny, and we're like, ew. We never saw that in the anime explicitly. I think maybe when she went there to exercise Turbo Granny, it wasn't just a power scaling thing. I think maybe she could have defeated Turbo Granny with some deception, but I think she might have noticed at that time that that was her disciple, maybe in a mutilated state after, you know, she died.
It could be one of those little retcon things again with Kenta, but like an actual series. Not really a retcon, but it's like a fill-in, like the Itachi with the massacre. Like we got more context on it and the conversation between him and his parents. And you know what's sick about that? Because I think you are too. We both still think that Turbo Granny, the fact that what she was doing for those girls, those spirits, that maybe something happened to her or almost happened to her. I think of that too. And think if Seiko learned about that, or what if she never knew about that? Or like whichever way it goes. Like, what went on back then? What happened? You know? Was she trying to save some girls? She was like a young girl. She was trying to save somebody, like a friend of hers that was getting taken away. And then that's how she turned to a yokai because she like fell from like high heights or ran. Oh man. There could be a lot of
I'm gonna lay something out for you. So this is all pardon me. It's all hypothetical, guys. So if this is wrong, this is just me trying to spin a web of my own delusions. Seiko is the sensei to Turbo Granny. Call her TG at this point. She's training her to be a yokai hunter exorcist in the Sorcerers Association.
Kazuka knives.
Something grotesque happens to TG. She might get assaulted. She might get assaulted and killed. Seiko promises to herself that will never happen to another girl close to her again. When did Momo's powers awaken? Right before something was about to happen of a similar nature that potentially could have happened to her last disciple.
And just think about the burden for Seiko. Once again, we always talk about the burden with her. So that's another thing that could potentially be another burden on her is everything that happened to Turbo Granny.
Seiko could legitimately be one of the best characters in this show. I mean, she's already like one of my favorites, but backstory-wise, she could be one of the best. Because then we can take a look at all these conversations, all these pieces of dialogue, all these gazing panels that she has where she's contemplative. It's going to recontextualize her whole character throughout the entire series.
Not gonna lie, her ceiling for this alone, I'm gonna compare it to another character. You probably know who exactly I'm talking about. In terms of like just a lot of similarities. I kind of mentioned her earlier. From Undead Unluck, Juice. I feel like because that was a character that we really wanted to deep dive into their backstory, and then once we got it, it was like we got it and it was done. Kind of it was like we got the gist of it, but we kind of already had an idea. I don't think it was even fully fleshed out, to be honest, either, because of the whole past thing. I think we could have seen more of what was going on with her and Victor. But anyway, I think her Seiko's backstory, the ceiling of that is higher than Juice's. Like even I feel that from back when we first started,
which is crazy because Juice had unlimited potential when we first interacted with her, and almost kind of similar to Seiko, we knew nothing about her forever.
Oh man, Seiko, and then like even with Jiji saying like you always protect us, and like I said, I don't.
That's in her nature.
That. And for years, she probably messed up a lot. No matter how many successes she had,
she couldn't
messed
protect
up.
People. Yes. And if she is blessed or cursed, I would say with long life, she could see many disciples go down. Manjiro's what, in his 30s, 34. He does not look 34, and there is a possibility Manjiro could get killed because he's training Okarun. And then it goes back to what Count Saint
Oh
Germain
yeah, he's
said about
definitely
Okarun.
dead.
Like
One of them
Manjiro is
assassins.
one on,
It's over.
he's getting got. And I'm just thinking to myself, Count Saint Germain, like, what is he at? Is he after the ultimate yokai? But for what purpose? Because I don't think if you obtain the ultimate yokai, I don't think that's the end of it. I don't think you want power just for power's sake. I think you want to usher in maybe something a la Silver Surfer, or you want to maybe unlock the universe. Like, we still don't know what the Dandadan is, even though we see a mechanized version of it on page 10.
Yeah, the more I'm looking at it right now, I'm just thinking, do you think it's more so like this, because we're only seeing this section of it, like this little circle here, that this is just like step one of the puzzle, and then, to the whole thing? Or do you look at it as more like a Tatsu telling us, the reader, like, kind of like what I said earlier, it's like a low-key situation where it's like, yeah, the Tesseract, like, yeah, I can do so much with this, but there's you can match that with all the other stones and this and that. It feels very like Tatsu is trying to tell us personally, or it's like, this is just like step one of like a first stage of the story. The story gets bigger than this panel right here. I don't know if it's that. I don't know.
I think it is a foreshadowing of things to come, because if we remember, at the end of the day, the card yokai is a yokai. He is trying to create a mechanized version of the Dandadan, possibly. Out of,
you know what the Dandadan is? I'm gonna
out
use you.
of the card yokai. And it makes me think, how many other yokais or humans could be put on the altar a la the Infinity Gauntlet with multiple stones to achieve some end game?
Man,
this could be one key. There might need to be multiple keys, because when we saw that Dandadan double spread, it was huge.
Oh my god. So like there's the holes over the faces of the deities there. Well, we like there's like our characters, that's was Count Saint Germain wants. So you can put Momo somewhere. You can see her face. Oh, I mean, man,
take a look at how many faces or central circles are behind them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Momo, Okarun, Jiji, Ira, Kinta, Vamola, Koki, Zuma. That's 8. That is 8.
And that's not even, and I know you just counted just because that's like perfect, and it could end up being characters that we don't even know yet. Like Momo,
there. I could see her get swapped out. Like if Okarun's an alien, I could see him getting swapped out. I just don't understand Count Saint Germain's obsession with Okarun, given the fact that we know as of right now he does not have any powers.
I don't get it. And then he always refers to him first, then the rest of the group.
Correct.
He never refers to them all. Like, what is that? Like, why are you so...
He wanted to have the conversation with Takakura alone.
Yeah.
Like, he couldn't have done that with any of the other students.
I already see it. Kenta's going to be the one that's going to be like, Okarun, watch out, dude. Watch out. Like, I don't know, man. That guy, didn't he come to you yesterday saying the same thing? Yeah, man. Wait a minute.
If you remember, Kento was the one that relayed the assassins to...
And then he said that.
To the team.
Hey, things are going to... Oh, man, this is interesting. We're in a very interesting part of the story, because now we basically have multiple plot lines now. Like, in this chapter alone, we know that we're going to get some more
like Jet 4 of them.
In Inra, Seiko, Count Saint Germain,
Yokai,
and
Takakura.
And obviously Momo and Okarun. Yep. Wow. Yeah, and Black Paladins and whatever other companies that are out there as well, because that's like the fact that even exists. Like, well, there probably will be some other companies. Like, it's starting to feel like Chainsaw Man a little bit with these different factions.
I will now ask you, Vante, a random question, but there is a reason why I'm asking it.
Okay.
Do you think that the Typhoon Yokai plays into any of this? or if that was simply a means of delaying their arrival to Shimane.
That's a good question. Now that I look at it,
I think that could recontextualize that little mini arc.
it could have been a delay. But at the same time, based off of the imagery alone, I feel like it's one of those things like in One Piece, like when you see something, it's like, what the hell is that? And then you never see it again. And then people theorize, oh, that might be something from back then before the voice entry. It's like, I don't know, man.
What is that shadowy figure? We'll never know.
Yeah.
I'll never tell you.
I feel like it's one of those things. It could have just been a delay. But that's another thing, too. Going back to the people who got Momo, got her back to her regular size. What are they? Like, if, let's just say that they're not Okarun, Turbo Granny, nobody like that. Who are they? Are they the other sorcerer friends that Seiko knows about from another place? Like, what is
their goal? What is their end game? Are they the
There's
protectors of this world? Are they?
And then the Serpoians, like, they're always going to be relevant. They kind of move things along in different ways. Because even Count Saint Germain, when you mentioned them early in the chapter, they're always everywhere. Every time you see the moon, you gotta think, oh, that's probably them. They're everywhere.
You know what I also thought of when I was looking at page 16? I think it's interesting that Seiko stated and confirmed that this exorcist friend of hers went on a mission overseas. So the exorcists do not only operate locally. So where I'm going to connect this to is with the Sumerian people. What if through the transportation system, they had to go to another world? And then relating that back to what Count Saint Germain said earlier in this chapter, only humans can use yokais. What if they tried implementing or putting yokais into the Sumerian people, but even though they were human analogous, they were killed off? Maybe they were sacrificed. Oh, wait a second. Weren't the Sumerian people, weren't they like Aztecian temples on those worlds? Like their architecture, it was like Incan or
Yeah. I think so. Because like even real life Sumerians, that's like what, Mesopotamia, right?
I believe so.
So it could be similarities.
So maybe potentially an entire generation was sacrificed at the altar to try to create the ultimate yokai.
That's the other thing I was thinking about with this whole bread thing. I'm like, are they gonna like turn people into like big mamas or something like that so they can empower the Kur army?
A karmic ball. This could be laying the seed for a karmic ball inside of a person.
What the hell is wrong with this dude, man? Like, what is he like? It's getting to a point where
purpose.
I don't even know where I even lean towards. Like, is he someone that's trying to fix things, or is he someone that's just doing his own thing and truly believes what he's doing is just like, this is what I want to do? Like, what kind of villain is he? Is he the villain that wants to do something because he just wants to? Or he's doing it because he needs to? Or is it both? Is it like Eren Yeager, where it's like he wants and needs to do, what he did?
Take a look at how he's posing on page 9 and tell me that does not remind you of Itachi during certain sections of Naruto.
Yeah.
He might be forced to do this. Of course, human curiosity is a thing, but if what we think is true about the bread and, getting an army for yourself off of the local populace, that is vile.
He really in the field, man. It's like, I like villains that are like main antagonists that are like that. It's like, like, I want you guys to do shit for me. Like, that's why I hired you guys for this. Like, he turned Jet into a minimum wage worker. She went from assassin to minimum wage. She got demoted.
Stack this bread.
She got demoted. Goddamn. Like, she dead ass got demoted. That's kind of crazy. But like, seriously though, he like, So you get a Naruto like Madara. He's kind of just doing things, doing things his way.
Humans can use yokai powers. Those aliens make no attempt to understand that fact.
I keep saying how he looks like Seiko. What are they just twins? What are their twins? What are their siblings? Seiko and them are just siblings, she's kind of doing the opposite of what he's doing. She's doing things for the gods of the lands while he's doing, weird yokai, alien, bad stuff.
Do you
that's
think
why
that was the promise that was broken? Do you know much about why it's theorized that there have been UFO sightings but no alien contact, assumedly with other alien species? Do you know the reasoning why people theorize that? So there's a couple of thoughts. The first thought is that they are cultivating us to be a worker species.
Oh yeah.
One offshoot
mine
or derivative of that is to mine gold out of the world. But another more interesting thought is that they are observing us much like cattle. They are doing a safari expedition. They're not allowed to interact with the wildlife, but
social
they can observe them. Could be a social experiment. So what if there was an agreement from all the aliens
You're wasting your time
in the cosmos that you can go to this world, but you cannot interact with these people? And then when Count Saint Germain says only humans can use yokai powers, we know that Okarun was able to use Turbo Granny's power. We don't know what type of power Momo has. It could be alien related, it could be spiritual related, it could be its own unique thing. But going back to the promise that was broken, or at least stated that was broken by the sumo alien, if Okarun and Momo are both alien species that obtained spiritual or yokai powers, that could be a promise that was broken by the two of them specifically.
You know something? I think this is going to end up being one of those series where it's going to be a familial series. So I think that I'm starting to really think that Seiko is related to either Count Saint Germain or Turbo Granny or both.
Okay.
And then Momo, obviously, extension of that. I feel it, even the fact that he wants to get Gachiakuta and the others involved into this, on their side. It seems like some kind of family thing. I feel like if Seiko is Momo's grandmother, and we've talked about this before, what if Hyper Geezer, the great
grandfather,
great uncle, or whatever, I guess,
something like that,
or somebody let's say he's the chief or the head of whatever they got going
of the clan,
and he wanted to do a ritual or something, and he's the reason why Momo has the power. So the parents died.
He might have been the reason Turbo Granny died.
Yeah, or he might end up just being Seiko's husband in the past or something like that, and he just tried to screw over his daughter or son-in-law or whatever, and
I'm
a bloody wedding type
especially with the Aztec motif that was introduced this chapter. I'm thinking Skypiea. I'm thinking Calgara. I'm thinking a woman was about to be sacrificed, and I think someone jumped in and prevented that sacrifice. I think Momo might have eventually got those powers, or God forbid, let's just say Turbo Granny, the person, was sacrificed for Momo, the baby, in order for that power to be sealed in a child like Naruto.
I really think it is a Naruto situation, especially, and it really only because of what went down. You had the fucking third Hokage doing what he was doing, whatever, and Minato, how they were setting everything up or trying to combat against the Nine Tails and whatnot. I feel like I could see something where Seiko is, whether she's overseeing this or she came late. Hyper Geezer did some crazy shit. What's crazy? He might have did something where he's the reason that Momo's the way that she is, and like you just said, Turbo Granny's the way that she is as well. Somehow, like he influenced both through
possibly,
years.
But then I keep coming back to the question: why is he so obsessed with Takakura? Does Takakura unlock Momo's power? Does he eventually his decision? Like, what is your heart on for Takakura? Pause.
Is it a lover's thing? So it's like with him, the trauma that he has is the same thing. The whole romance thing, whether it's Turbo Granny or Seiko, is it like he's like, nope, that can't happen. I can't have.
And you know how frustrating that's got to be if he's trying to, let's just say he has some future knowledge, or at the very least, he has knowledge of the past that our characters and the readers don't know. What does he think intervening with Takakura will do? Is it the phrase like, keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer? Or is he trying to put Takakura on a path of his choosing?
You know what? I got a theory. I think whatever mistake that he made, and I'm thinking back to Momo's parents, however the timelines work, if it was time travel or not, I don't know. Whatever it was, I think he was the reason why her parents died, maybe. And what I'm thinking is that let's just say Seiko and Count Saint Germain are married. Their daughter is married to some other guy. So Momo's parents. Is he trying to like prime Takakura to being like his son-in-law? Like he made a mistake of like killing his son-in-law back then and his daughter or something like that. And then like, because what other way, like why is he so intrigued by him? Is it just something that we just don't know, a hinted, like a latent ability? Or is it more so like he reminds me of somebody, or this kid, like he's just perfect for this, like I kind of feel like that, like son-in-law type vibes, because he literally says, right, we have to get him and his friends, and then wait, let's see, how did he?
Page 9.
Because I thought he mentioned Momo. Well, obviously we know that he wanted Momo, but like, yeah, it's like why? Like you want him to be right hand man or George Washington? Shout out Hamilton. It's a great play, by the way.
I like how you use the word intrigued to describe Count Saint Germain's feelings towards Okarun, because even though he attempted to take Okarun's power back at the school by making him admit defeat, it wasn't like he was being aggressive, nor it was like he was being combative. He was trying to gain something from Okarun, but it wasn't like he was doing it to hurt Okarun. Does that make sense? Like he was...
Yeah, like it was like... Just because he had
and even when they came out of the Danmanra game, he referred to... Like he could have obviously have taken a katana to Okarun at that point. Like he could have killed Okarun at that point. He probably could have killed Okarun in the school. So this is now 2 interactions plus an upcoming third one, to where he's going to turn Takakura into his friends. You know, it's not like he's trying to take Takakura out of the situation. He might be trying to use him, sure. But I find that to be an interesting dynamic. He's at odds with Okarun and the crew, but he's not trying to kill them.
Turn Takakura and others into our friends. He's so intrigued by him, man. Like on 3 different occasions, same question marks at the end of each time he mentioned him. Yeah, I think it could be something like that, like right hand man, son-in-law type. I get those kind of vibes from him. Because like, why else is he interested? Has he he hasn't been...
I mean, if Momo is his granddaughter or his daughter, he would care about who is her partner.
Yeah.
Like he's given Takakura like a hard time, but it's not like he's, like outright.
I made a mistake.
It's like to take care of my daughter at the wedding. It's like the fathers hand off the daughters to the man that will take care of them the rest of their life.
Yep. Whatever mistake you made back in the day, I don't know what you did to kill her parents. I don't know what he. I mean.
Do you think there's any chance that Momo is actually the daughter of Seiko and possibly Count Saint Germain, or do you think it's more likely that she is the granddaughter? Because we don't know anything about Momo's parents. Like, nothing. Not a single thing outside of her saying, my grandma takes care of me.
It's kind of like what you said earlier about like the Amnesia plot lines being just unnecessary. Like, why? That's kind of how I feel about that. I wouldn't feel as bad. I'm like, okay, it can go. I know it can go either way, but I'm like, okay, well, why were we calling her Granny? Was it like, why?
Was it a misdirect by Tatsu to try to make us think that she's older than she looks and start to question
said that's her guardian, like she adopted her. You know, you could go
that was
that
recently.
route.
That was recently that she said that. So again, I don't know if there's some memory manipulation as it relates to the identity of Seiko, or because I'm also thinking about Vante, the point at which Momo lost her memories seems to be chapter 1 before her powers awakened. So if we use that as a cutoff mark, the moment she awakened her powers was a new checkpoint. That then all of the progress we made since then was then removed once she returned to this size. I find that so intriguing.
The only head scratcher that I have, I don't really remember specifically, but I feel like every time, well, no, never mind, because nobody knows who the fuck Count Saint Germain is really, but like with the Red Baron thing, like with Seiko, I don't know if she came off as like she knew or not. It seemed like she doesn't, but once again, it could be a memory thing. Like she genuinely just has no recollection of anybody, like with Inenra, with Count Saint Germain. Because you would think if Seiko has friends everywhere, all these connections, all these, just her networking alone and her being everywhere, you would think she would know about Count Saint Germain, right?
I would think so.
Something like that.
Unless
like, or no, of
her
like
memory of Count Saint Germain has been removed. Because, okay, I know you said this a while back, and I love that theory of yours, is that Count Saint Germain went to the void and somehow came back. Because he has memory issues of his own. So I would also think there is a strong possibility that not everyone remembers him.
I'm thinking of something in not reverse, but something a little different. What if he purposely loses his own memory or manipulates his own memory so that he doesn't get sent to the void? So what I'm saying is, like, what if there's a way for you to, because they say the void, your memories and people's memories of you just completely erase. So what if you like clean slate yourself? Would that prevent someone like a yokai from passing over? So like, what if like he's dying, like say somebody's killing him, and then he like does something to himself where he like stop, like he.
You're right.
Throws all his
Turbo
Granny
away. Says she's dying with regret. So if you don't have any memories, you have no regrets. If you don't have any regrets, you can't go to the void.
Yeah. So it could be something like that he did to himself too, because he obviously is not remembering things. He has to like re-remember stuff, like relearn how the world is working. And in his words, he's always like stuttering and stuff. So,
do you think he's human currently? Do you think he is a yokai? Do you think he is a combination? Do you think he's an alien? Like, what do you think Count Saint Germain is presently?
You know what? That's a great question, because now I'm starting to think, what if he's, because originally I'm okay, he's from Earth, but now I'm starting to think, what if he's not from Earth? And then Seiko's a human.
Maybe
he's an alien. They had a child, and then based off of genetics and DNA, Momo has this power because of her parents, even from her dad's side or mom's side, whichever is not the the in-law or whatever. So What was something like that?
I mean, because if you think about it, the powers that we have seen most often from the aliens in this series is the ability to go into that negative space. So their ability is to transport to a analogous parallel dimension almost. Momo's
Right.
power can reach through dimensions. So if it's a yokai power
God.
mixed with the crossing of dimensions, it could be a perfect fusion. It could be like the first quirk from My Hero.
Exactly. Yeah. I just realized something. I'm just looking at the damn fairy tale card body puppet. He's in his undies, right? I 1,000% already know Tatsu's going to do something that a lot of people will not like. There's going to be some weird, perverted shit with him, his face, and like him in the underwear. She's going to grab Momo. She doesn't have her powers, so she can't really defend herself. So now she's defenseless or doesn't know how to use her powers. So I can see some Tatsu. I guarantee you, there's gonna be some crazy weird shit. Like just look at it.
You want to know what I was thinking you were going with that particular line of thought?
Ew.
Remember how we keep, almost at this point, we're like screaming at the clouds that there are multiple evil eyes in this world. I was thinking you were going to say they were going to put the evil eye as one of those sacrifices, or Jiji as one of those sacrifices in his underwear. Because the tidy whities, the briefs that we see.
Hey man, we need Taro. We need Taro to cover his body so that we can control him. Fuck it, why not? Let's end that arc the same way.
Seal him.
Let's do it again.
Nice throwback, Tatsu.
Plan.
Well done. Nice throwback, Tatsu.
The same thing. We know that they know how to do recaps really well with the Kenta stuff. They can do it the same way.
You took that play out of the 2008 playbook. I appreciate that.
But then they talk about the shaman that was in the area with the black paladins that when they went to, and they said that they couldn't do nothing.
Stop.
Wait.
Stop. Go to page 10. How did we not talk about this?
Page 10?
Page 10. Anything you see on that page that we have not talked about this entire night?
So all the little holes, obviously the bodies, no head or no face. The suns are all different. That's behind them. You talking about like the tubings, the metal pieces, pipes?
Close.
See flowers. He's getting juiced up. I see a YouTube play button. I know it's not a YouTube play button. But
subscribe.
It kind of looks like it's
Turn
like
on notifications.
His hand on the right side.
No, Vontae,
I don't know.
Look at his feet.
His feet. Oh wow.
There are two hands propping up his feet. Momo only uses her two hands.
Oh fuck. You think? Do you think that could be, or do you think that's more of a foreshadow, or like a it's not completed type thing, or do you think it is her power?
What I'm thinking is this could be a representation of a door that has been unlocked because her power is locked away.
Hold on. Wait, no. Am I looking at that right?
It's two hands.
No, I'm not looking. No, I was trying to look at something else in the bottom. Nah, never mind. You know what's funny? Once again, I mean, obviously, like when we first seen the Dandadan, but this really just reminds me of the mural. Like I'm looking at it the same way. I'm looking at all the details. Like, I'm looking at those like whatever those little like ball things are that are under each of them.
Sure.
Like on their lap, whatever that is. I don't know what that is. It's everywhere though. Pokeballs.
Oh, I see the YouTube button now.
And then the other one is a reverse.
Yeah.
With a lift. Huh.
No, but do you think those hands are representative of Momo's sealed power at the moment?
Probably. Like this, you know, wow, whoa. Tatsu's about to make some of the. Do you realize how insane some of these panels are going to be? Because like the way I'm looking at that is like from a different dimension, right? That's what her powers pretty much is. So we're going to see like a 4D, 5D, some kind of, you know, way that Tatsu's going to make it look. He's going to do some crazy, and we know he's good with these angles, man. He's about to do some weird shit that's going to make people be like, whoa, that's true.
I mean, from the beginning, we've always questioned why they were only hands that Momo was using. What if the other limbs are utilized by other, let's just call them power wielders? Let's just say Momo is not one of one. Let's just say there's a spiritual user who can use kicks. What if there's ones that has like spiders? There's like two, I guess you want to call them legs, but I'm thinking like the Wasp Yellow Jacket from Ant-Man and the Wasp, to where he has other appendages.
Right.
Like, who's to say that this is a human figure? Or alternatively, in Hinduism, there is a god with multiple arms. And I could foresee there being other arms users because of the whole religious aesthetic and but Shiva,
yeah.
I
just realized
that god has multiple arms, so I'm thinking there could be multiple other power users. Like, that might be how Momo gets her powers back, is someone else who is another arms wielder of Shiva could be introduced to her through the sorcerer's network that Seiko is aware of.
Guys, ask us, whose body is this? Is this like a random human's body that you guys got to put fairy tale card on? That's fucked up, man. Just like the Kurt, right? Just wearing shit.
As much as we joke about it, remember when Adachi was trying to speak to him underneath the bridge? I was thinking, like, that's a homeless guy. No. they might have actually taken over a homeless guy, or this could have been the first customer of Super Geezer Bread.
Yeah. You know something I'm looking at too? Like the fact that he's sitting down. I know he's getting powered up. This is 100% going to be a fucking Great Kenta Megazord nanotech thing. And then everybody's going to be in those sections, like all around it. And they're going to use a big... That's going to happen.
I could see Jet being in one of those sections. I could see an Enra being in one of those sections. Are there any like smoke aesthetics that you see for any of those figures? Not really.
And Enra and Reiko, though, we here for that, man. I feel like I'm like 70% certain that's gonna happen. Like, cause like, who else is she gonna meet? Like, seriously, they're both yokai. They need people. Like, he's talking about,
especially
like,
with his questioning in this chapter, he could for sure switch sides at the end of it. I think Zachary said that earlier. Like, Jet and Enra could definitely switch to our side.
Especially Jet. She's like, oh man, this little girl's eating this bread. Damn, I feel bad. You know what? Nah. We need a lover for Jet. Who's gonna be Jet's lover, man? How old is she though? I know she's older. I don't know how old she is.
She's hundreds of years.
Hundreds of years. Let's see who.
She don't look like it, but
police officer. You know what I'm saying?
Mondro. He looks younger than he is. She looks younger than she is.
Man, Mondro. Why not? And it's funny because both of them are very much dieable characters. It's like they're probably two of the top like 5. They're gone. They're done. Matter of fact, Mondro, I think his day is coming soon. I think this Assassins, I think it's over for Mondro.
They're gonna get him. I think he's
gonna have a really good showing though. He's gonna have a great showing, but then they're gonna do some bullshit. Literally, the bull's about to pop back up. Another bull is about to pop up and just spear him. GG's. Mr. Takakuta, what is the fascination with him though, man?
I don't get it.
It's just like with the promise. What is that?
I don't expect to get an answer for 200 plus chapters.
This also feels like I'm just still looking at the damn panel of the fake Dandadan. It just feels like it's early in the series. Like, this just feels like oh my god, but it gets bigger than this.
It's nothing.
Yeah,
like
it
this
feels
is,
small potatoes to me, man. Like it
which
looks
is
crazy.
insane. It's
Like my
because
brain is
he
like,
looks
nah.
deranged. He looks like he's the all-powerful god.
Yep. It just feels like one of those things where it's like, bro, remember all, like those chapters ago, like 200 chapters ago when he was going crazy. Oh my god! Now look at us. Now we're like, bro,
Do
he
you
is
remember
nothing.
Pearl-sama from the Baratier? He could put his pearls on fire. That dude is crazy.
You know what's funny too? Is this like another Evil Eye type of? Where it's like, damn, this dude is pretty fucking strong. Now we gotta deal with him now, and now we gotta find out how to deal with him.
I think it's the next level. I think this is going
Like,
to
yeah,
be the next main antagonist that
It's like Jesus
Count
Christ.
Saint Germain throws our way, but
He's about to be terrifying. I expect people to get really messed up, like out of it for a long time or dead.
do you think Tatsu will eventually kill off some characters? And Seiko does not count.
Yes.
Turbo
Mostly
Granny does
adults.
not count.
The only kids that I really see dying is Kenta's the easy one, just because it's gonna be cool. He's a cool ass character, so it's like you feel bad, but it's not like how people feel about Momo losing her memory. If it was somebody else, it's like, okay, fine, like, okay, cool. But it's Momo, so it's like we feel like that for Momo. For Kenta, it's easy for us to be like, God damn, that he went out cool as hell though. So he's an easy one that you can use. At this point, I don't even know, man. The story is changing so much that like I don't know who you got. I know you got somebody in mind.
I think Jiji is on the chop block.
That's who I was thinking, and I'm like, God.
I hate to say it out loud, but honestly, when you pointed out
he's in the middle of
the
everything.
card yokai was in his underwear, he's Seiko's disciple. He loves the main character, but the main character is not fated to be with him in the end.
Man.
He is going to have a tragic ending, and I hate that for him because he's such a good dude, as Okarun said. Like, he's got a great personality. I love his energy. Whenever I see him on screen, I'm just like, oh my god, I get to experience Jiji more. There's never been a time to where I've been like, Jiji, well, I don't like seeing him on screen. Yeah, even when he was wilding and he choked Momo through Evil Eye, I didn't hate seeing him on screen.
Or everything with Azuma, it was like, okay.
Yeah.
But I wasn't like, oh my god, man, you need to sit down. Get him out.
It's never gotten to the point to where I want him to get out of my manga. Like, no, I love seeing Jiji. And I think that's going to make it hurt because he is one of those characters that, narratively speaking, he doesn't have a lot of staying power into the end game. But I love seeing him in the here and now. Like,
I keep saying he's in the middle of everything. Being like Seiko's pseudo apprentice, that's what I'm gonna call him right now. Like, he understands the burden that she has, how she's trying to protect everybody. He's trying to protect Momo as much as she is, and then you have Okarun obviously trying to protect and like that friendship that he built with Okarun. And then it's like, I feel like it's gonna be a time where characters will be split up and separated. And Jiji, I think he's gonna be the character that has to hold things down so much to the point where he's gonna end up dying. I think he's gonna have like a huge showing where we're gonna see him doing a lot. Like, he's gonna be on a roll, and then he's gonna die.
I'll take that and run with it. Let's say that he remains Seiko's disciple. If Count Saint Germain becomes friends with Takakura, they could be at odds with one another. He could be like, Okarun, no, you don't understand. He's dangerous. Okarun's like, he's my master. Like, or he helped find me Momo, or I don't know. He said he could fix Momo. Like, whatever poisoned apple that he wants to give Okarun to make him his friend. I don't know what. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, or like if Momo's like this whole memory thing, like she doesn't remember him and all this stuff, he might be like, okay, well, I guess I gotta move on. So then now he's like, okay, well, what are some things that I do? Like the alien stuff. He's talking to Sanjime.
He is still a part of that.
He can just willingly go there. Yeah. Just like Momo can willingly go to Count Saint Germain, or or the other, whoever the people that saved her, because I'm starting to think they are definitely a different faction or whatever. Seiko got friends though. I really think she did make that call to them to save her if everything went wrong. I think that because she has this friend from back in the day, and she has this friend right here. Like, it just seems
I will admit her network is vast, but I feel like there's no way she could have contacted someone ahead of time and known if they had failed what to do immediately.
Because she was injured, like she was already on the ropes herself. So I feel like she made the call before they hit the plane.
I'm not ready to accept that just yet. I would be more than happy to be wrong. I
feel like it has to be that way. Because
here's the reason why I don't think that. And primarily it has to do with the end of last chapter. She was so shocked that Momo had no memory of anyone except for herself from 210 chapters ago. I don't think that her friends that would save her granddaughter would tell her or would not tell her that there's a possibility your granddaughter could lose her memories. Right? Because if that's a friend and you tell them, hey, can you save my granddaughter for me? And they don't tell you, they say yes, but they don't say anything else.
Or what if they just didn't know? Like, this is just a new thing that happened.
Know?
So, like, she got back to her regular self. So that's one part of it. The other part is her power situation. Now that's the problem. And the memories. The memories is really the problem. So it's like, that's kind of two problems in one. Maybe even three if you want to count the power thing. I feel like, I mean, I know it doesn't really sound like it would be that way. But I'm just trying to, kind of devil's advocate here. I feel like
I get where you're coming from. It's just for me, I'm not ready to make that.
I don't know, because like, how else would she have? I just don't like. To me, the way I look at it, she was so goddamn hurt. For one, you shouldn't even be in the air in the first place. You have a fever in your chair. You're already, when things just started or weren't even starting yet, you were already breathing heavy and all that. Like, I feel like it makes sense for Seiko to make a contingency plan like that. I can't. Like, it just, to me, it don't make sense why she would do that, and she's at a handicap. Obviously,
to me, it seems
they knew that they were targeted, though. That's the other thing, though. I don't know if she would. We don't even know if she knew that they were going to be targeted or not. I don't think she.
I don't think that she did. I don't think they were going plane. That the Kito family were going to show up. I don't think she definitely knew about the whole typhoon yokai. Once they got to the temple where she thought they were going to go, that's when Enra played the Uno reverse card. So there's a lot that Seiko doesn't quite know. I don't think that she had... I don't know. I could be wrong. Because they did use the Shimane hammer to bring Momo back, and they said, your two friends, that has been concluded, whatever that means. So I guess
that's the thing, though. Because, like, who was she bringing them to? Obviously, Enra intercepted them, but I think these are the people that she was trying to get to, or them, the real people.
Do you think they were hiding, or do you think that she had wrong information on where to go? Don't you find it a little bit odd that Enra was able to intercept them at the location that Seiko knew where to go to?
That's the part that I get a little like, I don't know. Like, how would he even know to intercept them like that? Well, I mean, if Count Saint Germain knows, like, okay, well, obviously they're planning to get her back to normal again. They probably know, like, Seiko, he knows Seiko. That's what I'm just assuming with that whole theory about their history. He knows, okay, she knows what she's doing. I know where she's going to go. She's going to go here to get the magic hammer to do the thing to get her granddaughter and her peers back to normal. But this chapter right here built a lot of different things. We have different factions involved, people switching sides potentially. We're waiting for Reiko to come back into the story. You're waiting for Turbo Granny. We're waiting for more backstories. Serpos are always in the background doing shit. Where is Ludris? other characters that we don't know about that's in that whatever that coalition or whatever they got going on.
And
I don't know.
we still have not gotten a single governmental entity listed. We know that there's an international guild of assassins. We know that there's a sorcerers association. We know that there are aliens. We know that there's different species of aliens, and yet we still haven't gotten a single governmental Black Ops agent.
The other thing I'm thinking about too, Count Saint Germain, right? He's doing all this shit. I'm sure people has to know what he's been doing. He's been going to planets, taking over, committing genocides. Is he the big bad, or are they allowing him to do this shit? Because he's doing a whole lot of shit. Human karmic balls, fucking big mamas, and like he's doing a lot of shit, man.
Do you think he introduced the concept of karmic balls to the Cur initially? Like, do you think he brought that idea from
he's a dealer?
Whatever experience? He could be a dealer, yeah.
He's making
he could be like the collector.
CIA. See, he might be the CIA agent. There we go.
What do they
call
him? The
YouTube. I didn't say that.
In Minecraft.
In
GTA.
In GTA, yeah, in GTA. More pro. In GTA. But like, I mean, we did talk about CIA stuff. Like we were saying that with Seiko. Count Saint Germain might be. He's got a lot of freedom though. That's why I'm like, what? Like, is he that dude, or is he just one of those? I think
he's a part of the Black Paladin Association. I don't see him being associated with the government.
Is he like Makima?
It would be a far stretch for me.
Is he like a Garling? I feel like he's either one of those two. I think he's definitely one of those kind of, like one of the four. Makima, one of the four, him being one of the whatever, and then you have a Garling situation where he's just, he's that dude, he's elite, he's finally got his seat at the top with the rest of the table, and then Itachi, like, for obvious reasons. Might be a mix of all three.
I want to say, of those three characters you listed, I want to say he is the most like Itachi. It seems like he has been burdened with something. He has to make a decision that is either the best for himself or in the best interest of a group of people, but not necessarily for the greater good. Because at the end of the day, he says he wants so that we may create the ultimate yokai, as in like we, the organization. I don't think he's saying we as in like he's talking to an Enra. I think he's saying we, let's just call them the Illuminati or the Black Paladins. We as the Illuminati can create the ultimate yokai. Now, you have to ask yourself, why does he need to or want to create the ultimate yokai? Does he think that they're losing the battle versus aliens? Does he see this as a zero-game sum to where the technological advancement of aliens is getting even better across time, and the only thing humanity has is one, their durability, which is not starting to hold up as much as it used to. Let's just say back in the caveman days they were much more durable. And two, the advancement of the yokai technology, or the yokai species, the yokai in general. So it could be an arms race. He could be trying to help humanity, and that's where it gets into a blurry area because he is playing both sides. He is the leader of the Cur, but yet he's also trying to create the strongest yokai. So at the end of the day, what is he trying to do? Is he trying to be a friend of humanity? Is he trying to be a friend of an alien species? Is he trying to obtain power for himself? I don't really know where his motivations for creating the ultimate yokai, I don't know where they lie.
Okay, so this is interesting. I'm starting to think that Count Saint Germain might be an alien. So if you go back to page, 9, when he's talking about to Enra, he's talking about the Serpoians. He's like, I don't trust them. All they care about, like, he said only humans can use yokai powers. He said those aliens make no attempt to understand that fact. So how about this? We take Takakura. So he's saying like, well, just like me, they don't understand it. I get it. So I have to use these humans
I'm questioning
on my side.
you might, or they might not.
Yeah.
But I question it.
Yeah.
I didn't pick up on that. That's good.
Because that's like the whole point why he would want them to be his friends, so he could use the humans for that, which is interesting. That makes more sense why he wants Takakuta, just off of the basic fact of like he's a human, but he doesn't have the yokai.
I don't know. That might actually introduce he might be questioning why is Takakura the exception. If he knows Takakura is an alien, because remember he's familiar with Takakura before he met him. So let's just say, for example, he knew Okarun's parents. If he knows Okarun's parents and he's an alien, yet he looks like a human, at the end of the day, he's like, wait, how did that kid get yokai powers when he's supposed to be at least part alien?
Hell, is he a Sumerian? Well, that won't really make sense because he'll still be an Earthling, a human at that. So it don't be an airplane.
Well, I don't know. The Sumerians could be considered
once they left
species now. Once they left, evolution.
They came back,
And so plus, all of the Sumerians had the little antenna on the top of their head.
He's an alien. I think he's a hybrid though, because have we ever seen him do anything? We've seen him use tech weapons.
I mean, he gave the suit to Jet, and it's just like that's an alien suit.
We've never seen him use a telekinesis, all right? Like their void thing, like the zone stuff, like the Serpoians, or I don't think we've seen him do any of that.
I mean, we only saw him in combat that one time versus the card yokai, and he used
the
efficiently.
He's trying to keep it ambiguous. That's why he's never used none of that telekinesis stuff at all.
I mean, also, and logically speaking, he didn't need to. He had the situation under control.
Yeah.
But, do you remember what chapter that was that he was talking to Ken? Did he put him in the empty space when he had that conversation? Remember how it blacked out? Do you remember that? Hold on.
Maybe I didn't take it as that. Maybe when I initially read it, it was more like an imagery thing, like bacteria stuff. And like, I don't think I thought too much about it at the time. He's definitely an alien. That kind of goes to my theory, though. If he's an alien and then say Seiko a human and then have a kid, and then their kid has a kid, and then boom, there's Momo. That might be the case.
I think he might be so obsessed with Ken because of the fact that he has yokai powers, despite him thinking that he's an alien. Oh, Vontae, I gotta send you this. This is strange. Because he says he doesn't... Remember what he said about audio? He said... What did he say? He said, I have trouble... Hold on. I'm going to send you a couple pages. It's chapter 169 if you want to go back. I'll just send
what? I think it is that he knows his parents or one of his parents for sure. And then on top of him, with Turbo Granny, he's like, okay, this kid, I like him. Like, for one, Turbo Granny, I know her. So he was like he was the vessel for her. And then two, I know his people. So I'm going to treat him right. I know this guy. And he's interested in stuff. Let me see. That's actually kind of that's interesting. This kid, let's see.
It somewhat looks like empty space, and it somewhat doesn't.
Oh, I see. Like from outside the windows, you kind of yeah. I don't know.
That's a darker hallway.
Unless it's on some like in JJK simple domain compared to domain expansion.
It could be. Sure.
Like it's like this is like his personal.
It's a localized version of the empty space.
Because Okarun, he doesn't have a power. No. Well, he felt something. I don't know, man. He knows his parents. He knows his parents, man. Yep. You beat me.
Like I'm gonna send you this last this last comparison. It's a double spread. It's the last page I sent you plus the next page. just to see the difference between the shading of the windows. And guys, I will share all of this in our Discord once we finish up. So I will.
Yeah, it does look like empty space. But that window on the left, on that middle panel, on the, I don't know. Can't wait to see that directed though. They're gonna do a good job with that.
But do you see where like I'm kind of coming from? Okay.
Yeah, he definitely knows his parents or something. He got to. And he has to be like an alien or maybe alien and human. That's why he's able to. But the funny thing is, well, so basically Okarun and Momo are both like hybrids of some sort. Genetics.
Well, isn't it funny just different, how Momo's one of a kind? Let's just assume that Okarun is an alien, has a yokai power, and also admitted his defeat. And then Count Saint Germain has like a heart attack. Once he's like, what do you like? What's happening?
Exactly.
It's like the power is being blocked from being stolen.
It reminds me, it was something in this manga. It's like another fight. Was it in this manga? It was like the conclusion of a fight where somebody. Was it Okarun? It was like something that was like a technicality thing. It might have been recent. Was it against Jet and Hase? What the hell was it?
A technicality.
It was like something like that where it's like it was a complete block. Because it might not have been from this series. It might have been a different series. But it was like recent that I seen. Real recent. Like this year, months ago. It's on the tip of my tongue, man. What the hell was it?
Is it My Hero where you can't steal a quirk if the person doesn't have a quirk?
Nah, I forgot what it was. I feel like it was from this series. Sorry. But anyway, it reminded me of that where it's like, oh, well, yeah, like nothing's going to happen to me. Like, I don't know that either. You now learned that, Sanja May. Like, nothing happened to me. You beat me. Couldn't do nothing.
Yep, you beat me. And it's almost like, oh my god. And the next page, he looks down at the Kozuka knife. He walks away, and then he realizes, or it's like he's questioning the fact that he did not get the power. It's like all the conditions were met, yet somehow it didn't.
But then even if he knew his family and whatnot, I still feel like he's always been the same way from Gachiakuta the moment he met him. Like, he refers to him by name. It's almost like he always felt like, however he feels about him, it seems like he's always felt like that. So if he's confused now about this, was it, or maybe he was testing it out just to see, like, is he, what's his name, son, or whatever? Like, let me see if this will work. Yeah, and it didn't work. Okay, interesting. That he walks off. I know who you are.
let me throw out another idea. So we know in this chapter it was confirmed that Count Saint Germain is from a family of nobility. It did not say he was the only family of nobility. Yeah. Mm-hmm. There could be other noble families, a la the Seikos, a la Okarun, to where they could have unique traits. Let's just say, for example, this is how the Dandadan is set up. You have 8 core families or clans, bloodlines, that each have a portion of the god.
And a lot of conspiracy Shiva. Stuff. I know Tatsu knows.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So it could be along the lines of, you can never achieve the Dandadan unless you work together. Like, there can be no foe strong enough or smart enough or even that can live long enough to be able to obtain the Dandadan without coexistence or cooperation from other of the bloodlines.
Look at that panel again with Fairy Tale card. because I'm thinking about the whole music thing that I was talking about. I'm just trying to see if there's anything there that kind of resembles some kind of musical part or something like that. I mean, maybe the holes to like connect to something, like they're like cables, something like that.
The Hayashi, it's like, that's the best bass system we've ever had.
Exactly. Matter of fact, shit, that might be a part. Like I said, the big Megazord. They probably had the Hayashi performers in there, like a concert. They
Got my boom box in the back.
Dun dun dun. Yo, man, this series is about to get like, once we learn about the past, that's where things is going to start getting like, people are gonna be like, whoa, because at this point now, the characters that we always talk about, Momo, Okarun, Seiko, Turbo Granny, Count Saint Germain, all of them might have, well, it was looking like all of them had some kind of connection to the past via genetics, family, bloodline. I really think the bloodline thing is real though, because like I said, in conspiracy theories, that's the whole thing about this world that we live in. Conspiracy theories about different bloodlines and how far they go back from different continents. I think we might get that here too. I wonder who else is like noble, of nobility that we know of.
I am continuing to read that chapter, and let me respond to your question immediately. What if Koki's family is a royal bloodline?
Why you say that?
One, because of music. Two, because of the fact that she had an exceptional ability, as quoted by Count Saint Germain in this chapter. And three, the immediacy at which the mom threw away the useless older sister in favor of a more talented younger sibling.
Oh, I see. Yeah, it's very music like. You know, that happens in families that are performers or artists of any kind. Huh. I mean, yeah.
Man, I gotta go back and
I don't think it's a coincidence that Rin and Koki were both in the same arc, you know, like with both of their powers. I feel like that's not a coincidence to have them paired up. And then Ira also, like from what we've seen from the backstory, like she used to be like
a performer.
Yeah, so and then we know her training, right, against the composers. So,
and I know it was called an ogre club, but to a certain extent, could that not also be a conductor's stick? We're vibing.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Maybe. What do you think Seiko, like an instrument, or you think she's a singer? Like, what do you think she comes in when it comes to that kind of the music stuff?
I could see her as like a cello player. I could see her as maybe like a saxophone would be pretty cool. Or like a trumpet type of something like brass. I'm thinking for Seiko.
This is really unique. I like that. It's almost like. It's just like with the One Piece, like it takes so long for us to get like a new thing for the One Piece. Okay, that kind of changes my theory. But with Dandadan, I still think it's gonna be a long series. But I like that we have more to go off of. Like we're literally seeing the Dandadan, or at least this fake one. But we've seen it with our eyes, a part of it. We've never seen a part of the One Piece. Like we've seen the island, we've seen the whatever cherry blossoms,
we saw the
stuff
vision.
Around. That's all.
We saw the visage of the last island, which might not even be the last island.
That's like a crumb, not even half of a crumb. I don't know how a half of a crumb, but yes, a half of a crumb. This is like
a crumb.
We got a
crumb. We got a little bite.
You know, like maybe 2 chips. You know, 2 chips with some salsa. Just two. Maybe 2 and a half.
More than a chip
like
crumb.
Sure. Like we're seeing something here. The music thing, that is real cool though. I mean, I know you've probably heard of what's it called, the K-pop Hunters. I think that's what it's called. That movie.
K-pop Demon Hunters, yeah.
Demon Hunters. I heard it's so good. It's like music is involved and stuff. I mean, hey, Tatsu probably like, oh damn, people love that. Oh yeah, well they'll love this. Hey Tatsu.
And even the commitment by Science Sorrow to make it musical in nature. So if you remember Jiji when he first came into being, it was the I forget what the instrument called, but it's just like the clunk, clunk, clunk.
I'm talking about songs. What if it's a musical? So it's a whole performance.
Musical.
Characters, everything. It's like this is a performance of some sort. Just to incorporate more people. I'm just trying to think of like more characters and what role they play and what's the significance behind it as well. Like an ideal world or something like that. Like why does Count Saint Germain, like if I'm to assume that he's big into music, because from the real life Count Saint Germain, that's a part of his background, and music is a big thing in this series, and like what could he possibly be trying to do? Is he trying to like make some music or something, or like what is he doing? Collecting things.
I don't think it's something as simple as he is just trying to find the sheet music for the Dandadan. I feel like that's a little too mundane is the word I'll use of a purpose.
I agree.
Because look at what he's doing to the card yokai on that page. Like, he is going even so far as to put that yokai through torture. To imitate or to enact the next step in order to obtain the real Dandadan.
I mean,
like AI music production.
Should I doubt him? I was gonna say, do you think he probably talked to him again? Because he did ask him, does he know about the Dandadan? So he at least mentioned it to him. I know he doesn't know what he's planning with him, but he mentioned it to him.
I think maybe the card yokai is a little bit lower on the yokai totem pole than a lot of other ones, so it's dangling the power, possibly. I mean,
I don't think so. I think he's the craziest one we've seen.
But I mean, he was sealed inside the Don Manra game.
Exactly. When he gets sealed, it's like, we can't kill this dude. That's why they had to seal him.
Well, that's true. That's one interpretation, but more so like, I got you out, so I can put you back in. Or because I got you out, you now owe me a debt.
Yeah, and that's why when he said, it's almost like he told him his plan. Like, it felt like he wanted him to know his plan. So he's like, do you know the Dandadan? And then maybe off screen, maybe we'll go back to it. Maybe, I don't know. I feel like he probably told him about it. Like, okay, well, he's like, hey, I'll give you a body. You got a body. I'll give you a body. It gotta be a card or, weird. I gave you a body. You like this? It feels good, huh? He's probably like high as hell right now. He probably feels good from whatever.
The Dandadan. He's just replaying the opening in his head. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Bro, one day we're gonna see that across a double spread, just Dandadan, 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 just noise, and then like.
Ooh. What if those are representative of the musical notes that the Dandadan gives off? So it was, I was just, earlier today, this is crazy. I was just watching a movie called Arrival. Have you ever seen it?
Right, I heard it. I've never seen it though.
It has Amy Adams and Jeremy Renner in it. It was such a great film. It was about these 12 alien UFO ships that came down and humans were trying to communicate with them. I won't spoil the twist at the end, but it got to a point to where the level of communication was such that these aliens were on a higher level of understanding of the universe. So their written language were actually circular hieroglyphics, because there was no beginning and end to a word. It was more so the parts of the circle were meanings individually, and there was like no front and back. So how I want to relate that to Dandadan is one of the scientists, she was a language expert, and she was consulted to try to interpret what their language was because no one could figure it out. And to buy herself some more time, she made up this story about how when invaders or explorers came to Australia and talked to the Aboriginals, she made up this story of they pointed to an animal in the field and they asked, "What is that?" And she said the Aboriginal response was kangaroo. And then they named it a kangaroo, but then she told the general that she was trying to buy time from that kangaroo actually translated to "I don't understand." So what if the Dandadan is named the Dandadan because of the sound it makes? Dun dun dun. So like it is a orchestral performance. And it was called the Dandadan because you have no humanly word that can it's like God.
I just thought about what was the Dandadan. The reason why it's called a Dandadan is because people forgot what it is. So like the whole memory thing in the series, like what if people forgot what it is, so they call it like
could be
people.
It could be a defense mechanism to make sure no one nation or no one person. It's like you're trying to formulate what it is. Don da don don da don don da don. It could be like a reoccurring series of notes.
Or like lyrics. You know when you don't know lyrics to the song, you start like humming. Yeah, it's like the Dandadan is like they don't remember what it is, so they just call it that. So kind of like loose spoilers, guys. Chainsaw Man, Makima, her being like the only person or very few people that would remember stuff.
The things that have been forgotten.
Maybe Count Saint Germain is kind of like that too, where it's like,
could be.
And like I know of something. There's something there, like the Dandadan. He probably don't even know how the hell it even works too, and that might be his downfall, which I can see happening in the series. He's like, oh, it's actually this, and it's not that, or something like that. And then who even created the Dandadan? Like, let's say if somebody created the Dandadan, or was it just a thing that existed? Like, that's another thing that
my bet is probably it was something that was created maybe during the genesis of yokai on this planet, to where it was either a result of or a necessary defense for humanity. To either defend themselves against yokai or defend themselves against aliens.
You know who would be perfect in this series? It's a One Piece character.
Robin.
No. It's a character that no one cares about, really.
Apu.
Yes.
I like my first answer much better.
Like, hold on, man. Like, hey, music, I got y'all. Like, what y'all need, man? I can play this, I can play that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I got y'all. I got long arms.
I've even got a trumpet on my arm.
Up. They're like, huh?
Apapa.
This series has got more interesting once again, and I don't know if we're on break. I hope not, because I really want to be here next Monday. I really do.
Give me 1 second.
I really do. What does it say? Let's see. Does it say 7 days? Yes, it says 7 days. Let's go. Nice. Yep. Nice.
All right, I'll close that out. What a fantastic stream. We've been going for 2:40. Like, I am reinvigorated. This was the perfect chapter following the Amnesia plotline. And even though I saw the KKK panel, I saw briefly that like the card like something was in front of like a Dandadan-esque panel, and I saw Sanjime baking. I still had no context to any of those three.
Fuck, man. This is the last thing I'm gonna say, right? I think we both agree that it seems like he's gonna like add more people or powers to that Dandadan. So like we might see like somebody's face there, or like somebody there.
Okay.
And we talked about Jiji, right? Not gonna lie, since Momo doesn't know how to use her powers, I feel like there's gonna be a situation where she's gonna get attacked or grabbed or captured by the fairy tale ultimate life form yokai. Gigi's gonna try to save her, and then that's where he sacrifices himself, and he's gonna end up being a part of the Dandadan thing. So
you're gonna see his face appear on the mural.
Yeah. and then he's gonna be there for a long time until like. But what that does for Momo, if she can get her memories back, imagine all of her friends, like different shit happened to them. Somebody, I don't know, got paralyzed, or somebody's lost, or somebody
it's the
is
Tony
like lonely.
Stark visions of death that he saw when he got the view into Ultron's mind.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I think we're gonna see Momo kill somebody, like kill an assassin, or like she's gonna kick somebody's head off. If she find out that she lost her memories, her friends are in horrible situations. Because every MC is like that. Whenever they find out, wow, my whole town,
it's like capture the flag. They
clan
are protecting the flag, and Momo is a sentient flag at the end of
just
the day.
Just like with
Okarun,
right? When he finally got back, like they needed him because I was like, God damn, this invasion is crazy. They needed him back, and when he came back, we know what happened. So, but great stream. This is very much needed. I know it doesn't really lessen necessarily the whole plot line with the amnesia thing just yet for people, but this was something I think that got people distracted to be like, okay, well, he is cooking a lot somewhere. So, and once that all gets intertwined,
it's not superficial. This is substantial distraction, if you want to call it that. Yes, the Momo amnesia issue is still a problem, but this isn't just, as they say, putting lipstick on a pig. No, this is substantial, developments that we have moving forward. So I appreciate what Tatsu did with this chapter. I do think, like you said, it's going to be a necessary distraction for a little while, but I do think the writing's on the wall. I think because Momo does not have her powers right now, that is going to be linked to her memories. So when she gets her powers back, that's when she'll get her memories back, or vice versa. So it's going to get to a point to where, because she doesn't have her powers / her memories, something bad is going to happen. She will get them back, and then she will be on the revenge tour.
That'll be bad. Oh, did you freeze, or is it me that froze? Uh-oh. No. Oh, no.
I'm still here.
I hear you.
I'm still here. I was pretty much just saying that Momo would be on a revenge tour, like we were theorizing Okarun.
Imagine that. Before. All those memories that she gets implemented into her brain immediately. It could be horrible shit. Like, she could see Vamola got something happen to her or something. And even how she treated people during this time. Like, she's going to treat people very, like, cold. She's going to be, like, kind of fucked up to people.
Yes.
So, like, imagine she, like, purposely doesn't save somebody. And then, so she was the reason why someone got captured or messed up, killed, or something.
She doesn't know. She doesn't know.
And then she gets the memory after, and she sees that what she did.
I could have done something.
I'm not gonna lie, guys. If that's something that ends up happening, Amnesia plot is cool. Is it a quote unquote? I'm gonna call it an ass pull plot. I'd rather have an ass pull plot against the MC versus helping the MC, if that makes sense. Like the power up ass pull. I'd rather have Amnesia, something like that, a setback like that, versus the power.
I think it's a crude way to introduce consequences into the series. There are other ways that you can do it without amnesia. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, I just want this series to excel. And I think with this chapter, I think it has reinvigorated that conversation. Now I understand why Laz had an 1.5-hour stream. Like, I get it now. Danny DeVito style.
I understand it now. Okay, my last thing for the Turbo Granny, when she got those memories from Hyper Geezer when she first seen them. Do you think it's gonna be the same method or similar for Momo, or at least the same or similar reaction? Like, whoa.
Or as I theorized earlier in the chapter live stream, like, what if someone else has similar powers, so they connect her aura to, let's just say, her grandmother's? Or does from her aura to Ken's aura. Let's just say he's on death's door. Because, like, Okarun, he almost died.
Yeah.
I think a lot of us that read through the Space Globalist arc don't really give that, or it was, like, right after the Space Globalist arc. A lot of us don't really bring that up. One, because of the durability, and two, because he's fine now. But he has astro projected before.
Yep.
So depending on how long that takes, like, he might be in a coma, and then Momo has to use her powers to grab his astral body that got unlinked to his physical body and put it back in.
Whose memory are these? Momo comes back, she remembers those memories, but then she somehow remembers memories from centuries ago or something. Whose memories are these?
Man.
Wait a
Whose
minute.
memories are these?
I got my memories back, but whose memories are these?
I've never been to Machu Picchu before.
Granny? Turbo? Both of you? What?
Area 51? No, that can't be right. That's
I don't know what
English.
Turbo Granny's real name is. I can't wait to see her real name. Well, it might be Ayase, so something Ayase.
Could be.
Maybe.
Could
Maybe.
be.
But yeah, dope discussion, dope chapter, much needed. You got people talking about something else. It's a good distraction.
I just want to thank everyone that was watching tonight, whether in the VOD or live. We do have, I think we had 5 or 6 people when I was reading, and then I don't know how many were here when you were reading, but we had a pretty good turnout tonight. And I do want to say thank you to Tatsu. This definitely put out the 5-alarm fire that a lot of people were having. But again, guys, it's a weekly series. You have to give it some time to breathe. Otherwise, you wouldn't get chapters like this. So that's my takeaway message. Like, if we were all, I'm going to drop the manga, or I'm not going to come back for 15 chapters, like I saw some people say. Like, when the Amnesia plotline's done, I'll come back. You're going to miss out on talking about all of this? No. That's your own fault. You're just being dumb. You're not giving the mangaka the opportunity to write his own story.
Especially if you've never done it before, why do it?
Yeah, just because a lot of other people have failed at the Amnesia plotline does not mean that Tatsu will. It's not, the numbers don't suggest that he will do a good job, but I mean, he hasn't let us down before. We've had, how many chapters? I would say like 170 chapters of like greatness. Maybe the first 40 were just kind of eh. But I would say Cursed House arc till now, he's been on a heater.
Yeah. He's giving you art every week, too. That's one thing I'll say about Tatsu. His art is always going to be on point, too. If you don't get nothing from a chapter, it's like, okay, Sharknado. Okay.
Choreography.
But it looked cool, though. It's like, even if the substance, the plot is like whatever, at least the art is going to be good. So he knows how to balance it out. And I think he understands that. I think he clearly understands that. That's why we have chapters like this, like you just said, where it's like, they're not talking about any of this stuff from this chapter. Everybody last week were thinking like, okay, so was Momo gonna start like crashing out on everybody or something, or asking questions?
We got her on panel for like 2 pages.
Exactly. Nobody.
It's a 19-page chapter. Like, come on, guys. We got 17 other pages. You thought we were gonna get a look into to Count Saint Germain's possible endgame goal? Like what?
Exactly. You see, I think Tatsu knows. He knows what he's doing. He literally put this chapter right after that one. He know what the discourse will look like. Like, oh my God, she lost her memories. Oh no! And then you have to deal with this thing next week. And then no telling what next week is gonna be. We might go to Okarun. We don't even know. So, but once again, great stream. You guys know the drill though. Lots of content. We got My Hero Academia, the final season, season 8, coming out on the 4th.
Good Lord.
We will be here for that.
Good Lord.
That's crazy. End of an era. And with this series being of this new era, it's crazy. But we have Chainsaw Man tomorrow. Same start time, 8:15 p.m. Eastern time. We'll be reading that. Been loving that as well. And just much more content, anime, manga, live action stuff. So stay tuned for our community posts. Stay tuned. Join our Discord. It's in the chat. The very last message in the chat. Click on that. You could join. Just chat it up with everybody else in there, us included. And we'll be vibing. But is there anything you want to say before we head out?
Just trust in Tatsu, guys. I know we said trust in Tozuka during Undead Unluck. It kind of had, a subpar ending. But honestly, Tatsu, he seems to be in here for the long haul. he could be here for 800 chapters at this rate.
That'd be
so
crazy.
Just give him some time to cook, and at the end of it, if you don't like it, or maybe say 4 months worth, like, you can't be on a weekly basis and say, I don't like today's meal. It's one ingredient of a meal. That is a volume, that is an arc, that is a saga, that is a part of a story.
Just saying, you know what, YouTube is very random. Really, everything is very random. We hear about successful people, a lot of times they just randomly get into something and now this is their career or their job. When it comes to YouTube, sometimes that happens with certain series and videos on your channel. You never know. Dandadan might be so big that this might solely be something that we cover on the channel. That stuff like that happens. Like, there's a lot of One Piece YouTubers that are doing phenomenally, and they pretty much have one channel. Or one type of content on their channel. We're not going to do that, but
yeah.
I mean, you guys see our uploads. We be doing a lot. Okay, we don't have an editor, so we're gonna be in the backlog a lot of times. But hey, we're always here for manga that we catch up on, because it's very easy to get it on stream and just, chat it up and do all that. But you never know. Dandadan, if it ends up becoming huge, it might be our primary thing on the channel. Who knows? I'm just saying.
If it's the next One Piece, I still feel like that's a video we need to do. But if it becomes that, we were one of the first.
Yes.
Like, I remember when I first, this will be my last point, then we'll get out of here, I promise. When I first was starting to make the live streams for Dandadan, when we were getting into the manga, so volume 5 or 8, if I remember correctly, I could count on one hand how many people were covering this manga series on a weekly basis.
Yep.
It's increased slightly, but it is not nearly to the level that I think it should be at because of the success of the anime. Season 1, incredible. Episode 7, generational. And then with season 2, it was a bigger improvement overall. And there were even portions that were just as good, if not as good, as the Acro Silky episode.
Right.
So if this is a type of commitment that Science Saru wants to do, this could be the next big thing. JJK is ending, has ended in the manga, will be ending in the anime soon. My Hero Academia, it's going to be over by the end of the year. Like, people are looking for the next big thing. And if all the stars align, like Vante said, this could be the primary focus of our channel. I thought that was going to be Undead Unluck for a while, based on how that series was going. And again, not to throw any shade at Undead Unluck, it just didn't end how we thought it was going to. But with the amount of content in this series, this could easily go on for 600 chapters, bare minimum. Yeah. So we could be a third of the way through the series at the moment.
That'd be crazy. Being here for some years on YouTube, covering Dandadan. Hey man, that's the life though. Knowing Science Saru's, hey, that's the life as well. Anime, manga, we living, we chilling. Don't do a live action. Don't do that. But that being said, man, you guys know the drill, man. Pull up for every stream or video that we got coming this week, next week, and onwards. We'll be back with some other stuff that we have not gone back to yet, or things that we haven't edited yet. We got you guys, trust. But with that being said, please stay safe, stay healthy, stay clean. See you guys on the next stream or video, and